Another game with a silent title screen. Time is from the beginning. Oh well. My voice is in good condition, so that means it's your novel time. Hello. Yep. Game is fiction. All names, characters, blah blah blah. 2 modes. Constantly switching to novel, aren't I? Screenless little black bars to either side. That's going to annoy me. A loud noise startled Junpei awake, and his eyes snapped open.
What the?
As they adjusted to the light, he realized that he didn't recognize his surroundings. With a crack, Junpei's head connected with something metal. He rolled over and threw out his hand to steady himself, but he found himself groping at empty air.
Whoa!
His balance lost, and his still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Junpei tumbled down to the cold grey floor.
Ouch! God damn it! Ah, what the hell?
I'll be doing that a lot. Junpei glared around the room, still trying to determine where he'd woken up. The fall had shaken the last cobwebs of sleep from his mind, and finally he understood where he'd fallen from.
A bed?
3-level bunk bed, in fact. Junpei had fallen apparently from the topmost bunk.
I fell pretty far. That really hurt.
His shoulder hurt, his knee hurt, his hip hurt, his entire body hurt. He could feel a bump forming on his forehead where he'd slammed it against the low ceiling.
Damn, my eyesight's kind of blurry. Must have hit my head. No, wait. That's not it.
At first he thought the tremor that ran through his legs was just another effect of his rude awakening, but as he looked around he realized it was real. The whole room was shaking.
An earthquake! But it's shaking too fast for that.
Again, Junpei had no idea what it was, if not an earthquake.
Anyway.
Junpei rubbed the growing bump on his head and gingerly climbed to his feet. His balance regained, he finally took his first good look around the room. And muttered to himself,
Where am I?
his pain momentarily forgotten. God damn it, game. Don't frigging... Minutes passed while Junpei struggled to get his bearings. Then, as suddenly as they had begun, the tremors ceased.
Wait, it stopped?
Cold silence fell over the room. From somewhere far away, Junpei could hear the sound of metal squeaking.
What's that sound?
In an attempt to distract himself, Junpei looked around the room once more. There was a stove that looked more antique than functional. The 3-level bunk bed had mattresses that were so thin that they were little more than blankets. On the other side of the room was an identical bed, and set in the wall between the beds was a slightly dirty iron door.
That's...
First thing Junpei noticed about the door was the number roughly emblazoned across it. On the surface of the door, in red paint, someone had written 5.
5? What's this 5 mean?
Suspicious and still utterly confused, Junpei approached the door slowly. Standing at last in front of the door, Junpei grabbed hold of the L-shaped handle. A push yielded no movement, and a pull the same result.
It won't open.
Didn't matter how much he pushed and shoved, the handle wouldn't budge. Next to the door was an odd-looking device that reminded Junpei of a card reader.
What's this? Is this keeping the door shut?
Junpei knocked hard on the door.
Hey! Hello? Is anyone there? Open the door!
There was no response. Junpei threw his left fist into the door and stopped.
Huh? What the hell is this?
Wasn't really sure what else to say. On his left wrist was a bracelet of a sort he'd never seen before. In the center was a large LCD display.
A watch? It doesn't look like one. 5. That's the same as the door.
True, the numbers were the same, but he had no idea what that might mean. All he knew was that it was strange and new, and he wanted it off. Junpei flipped his hand over as if to remove a watch, but...
What? How do I take this off?
The other side of the bracelet was solid. No buckle, no clasp, nothing. He sighed and flipped the thing back over. There were a number of rivets around the rim of the face, perhaps?
Maybe pushing something on this will work?
He pushed them, but nothing happened. On a watch, they might be dials for adjusting date or time, but on this bracelet, they did nothing.
Nothing. Damn. Guess I'll have to force it off.
Growing more desperate, he began to tug at it. However,
no good. This stupid thing won't come off.
a steel ring ran from the face around Junpei's wrist, and the back into the face. There. He wouldn't be pulling the bracelet off any time in the near future.
What the hell is the deal with this thing?
Frustration and desperation were beginning to mix as the reality of the situation began to dawn fully on Junpei. So much was happening, and none of it made sense. Junpei felt as though he were about to explode.
Where am I? And why the hell am I here? Why? What the hell happened to me? My head.
Pain bloomed, but he did his best to shake it off. He raised his head.
Huh.
It was at that moment that he noticed the window.
This is...
The window was round, rimmed in riveted brass, like a window from an early 20th century ship.
Hold on. Am I on a ship?
Junpei walked slowly toward the window. He could see nothing beyond it but thick, impenetrable darkness.
I can't see anything. If only it wasn't so dark outside.
Junpei squinted, trying to see something, anything. It was at that moment...
Huh? What the... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What the hell is going on here?
Cracks split the glass of the window, and for a moment Junpei stared at it. Then the window burst, and water began to pour into the room.
What the hell? God damn it!
Junpei yelled and spun around. His feet slipping on the water already coming through the window, he ran for the door.
Hey! Anyone! Is anyone there? Come on, if you're there, say something!
There was no reply. As Junpei screamed and pounded on the door, the water began to rise. It was now ankle deep on the floor, and rising quickly towards his knees.
It's not stopping. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, I need to find a way out, and fast.
Junpei ran a hand across his forehead, brushing the sweat out of his eyes, and looked around the room. Escape room. Let's run up the door. Items and hints. About item. You're not have the cable on me. Only the drain in the room. No dice. Locked tight. Let's see if there's anything in the keyhole. Blue briefcase on top of the bed. Keep looking till the cows come home. All I'm gonna find up here is that pillow. Damn. Isn't there anything else I can use? Can't see the bottom of the ladder. Man, the water's already up to the bottom of the bed. Gotta hurry this up. I need to click on the pillow. Oh, at the other end of the bed. There's nothing up top. There's the door to the stove. Well, it opens easily enough. Sure wish the door to get out of here was that easy to open. Well, that solves the mystery of whether or not the stove has been used before. What's this? Looks red. Well, the screwdriver's got those screws off easily enough, and here's the picture. Yep, combining items. I know about combining items. I've at least played the intro to this before. Oh, let's see if there's anything in here. Huh? Looks like there is. Key? Yeah, there's a little blue key in the bottom of this pot. Odd. Well, I can reach this bunk. Might as well look through it. Huh? Damn, nothing here.
I should probably hold on to this key. Huh. Oh, what's up with my face? I look like a zombie. Man, what the hell happened to me? How did I end up here? I left work, headed back to my apartment, and... I'm back. Not like anyone will respond.
Had to be doing it this way, didn't I? Past midnight when he came home, Junpei shuffled up the stairs and opened the door to apartment 201. Inside his apartment, a small one-bedroom affair that ran him about $630 a month. He moved into it when he entered college, and so far he'd been there for 3 years and 7 months. He stepped inside and turned on the lights. The fluorescent lights on the ceiling blinked and flickered slowly to life, as if waking from a deep slumber.
Man, work was rough today.
Their cold light illuminated the landscape he'd come home to so many times before. Everything was as he'd left it. The magazines piled up in the corner, the textbooks collecting dust, the CD cases covering the floor, the jeans and t-shirt he'd worn the day before, then tossed onto the floor. There was one thing that didn't belong, however.
Huh? A breeze.
The white curtain framing his window swayed gently in the cold wind.
Huh, that's weird. Did I leave that open?
Junpei walked toward the window, trying to remember if he'd closed it or not before he left. One of the panes was hanging open. Stuck his head out and looked around.
Everything looks okay. I must have forgotten to close it.
He closed the window. Then it happened.
What?
Junpei turned and found himself face to mask with a man dressed all in black. The man wore a deep hood and a bulky gas mask. His face was entirely hidden.
Who are...
Suddenly, he couldn't finish. Junpei tried to yell, but all he could manage was a strangled croak.
I can't...
Junpei collapsed to the floor, a crumpled heap of limbs, like a discarded puppet. Too late, he noticed the white smoke that was quickly filling his apartment. A small object, shaped distressingly like a grenade, sat on the floor in front of his face, hissing. The white smoke poured out of it at an incredible rate. The smoke had grown so thick that the details of Junpei's apartment began to fade into the white haze. He could feel his mind beginning to fade as well, a white haze that was not the smoke creeping into the edges of his vision.
Consider this a privilege. You have been chosen.
A rasping voice wormed its way out of the gas mask. It was cold and harsh and distorted in some way. Junpei couldn't put his finger on.
You are going to participate in a game. The memory game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
That was the last thing Junpei remembered. The white smoke overpowered him. The masked man faded from his vision, and he felt his consciousness fall away into the white mist.
That's right. That guy with the gas mask. That son of a bitch must have taken me here. When I get my hands on him...
He ground his teeth in frustration, and strained to remember anything about his attacker's figure.
Well, I guess there's no way to know if that was a man or not.
The voice had been cold and mechanical, likely passed through a voice changer, and the body had been covered in a thick cloak.
Just who was that? They said, you have been chosen.
What it might mean, that was beyond him.
What the hell is going on? Why me?
There was only one thing from his memory that seemed important.
You are going to participate in a game. The memory game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
The nonary game. Huh. What the hell is a nonary game? God damn it!
With a yell, Junpei drove his fist into the mirror. I should have had a piece of paper ready, shouldn't I? Easier on me. Didn't yeah, okay. Okay, that's 0. Stop moving. That's better. 2. Okay. And 3. 1 is 7. 4. 8. 5. There's a good. And this is just like the blue briefcase. Yep, there's a lock on this one too, and it's not opening. So I'm probably going to need a key for this lock before I can put in any numbers. Right, let's stick the red key in there. Not opening. But it's not doing anything at all. Alright, I'll take it back. I guess I can move the dial now. So it looks like I'm going to put in the right numbers and then turn the key. If I do that, this thing should pop right open. Give it a shot. Mini game. Blah blah blah, we all know how mini games work. And 485. Yes! I unlocked it. Open. Alright, let's see what happens if I put this bluey in the keyhole. And nothing. I'm gonna need some sort of code for the dial. 0, 2, 6, 3. Right, let's see if these numbers work. Turn the key and hey, looks like it's working. Yes. Alright, let's open it up. Yes. Hit it. Right, there's something in here. What is this? File? Right, let's see what's in this file. Digital root? Let's see here. Compute a digital root with the following steps. First, add all the numbers in question to one another. You end up with something greater than a single digit number. Add the digits to one another. For instance, if you have a double-digit number, add the number in the 10 place to the number in the ones place. Keep adding digits in this manner until you have a single-digit answer. That final single digit is your digital root. Example, a digital root of 678 would be 6 plus 7 plus 8 equals 21, 2 plus 1 equals 3. Therefore the digital root of 678 is 3. Example, the digital root of 1, 2, 3, 4 would be 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10, is 1 plus 0 is 1. Therefore the digital root of 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1. I see. If I just keep adding numbers until I get a single digit number... Oh, looks like there's something on the back of this thing. A notebook, a pen, a calculator, and a stack of key cards, huh? No, okay. What was that? Maybe it's something natural. Things look like key cards. There's a number on each one. 1, 2, 3. Like some key cards. There's a number written on each card. 6, 7, 8. Does that mean something? Two, 3, 6, 7, 8. That's with numbers on them. Pretty sure this is what I'm supposed to use them. Right, let's slide these cards and see if they work. And... Huh? Not working. Why? Damn it. No, that's right. There are cards I haven't used. You're gonna make me fucking use them before... Damn it. Not again. Aren't any more cards in here. You got one other hint. Of course, the files. I said something about a digital root. Digital root. Digital root, huh? What am I supposed to do with 5 on that door? Do I have to get a digital root of 5? Are you sure about this? Eh, whatever. It's worth a shot. Let's see if this works. I'll just slide the cards that give me the digital root of 5 through the reader. It's 7, 1. Right, I think this is gonna work. There we go. There's a new noise. Huh? Did it just unlock? Oh, that light was red, now it's blue. No doubt about it. Nothing keeping me in here now. Time to go. Okay. Don't know if that's... Accompanied by a wave of angry water, Junpei shot out of the room and into the opposing wall.
Ow!
The water tossed and turned him like a washing machine, and he only stopped rolling when he hit his head on the wall.
Ah, my head. Wait, is it over? Whew. That felt too much like being flushed down a toilet. Damn.
Junpei struggled to his feet in the still rushing water.
Well, better than drowning, I guess. Am I in a hallway?
Water that had followed him out of the room was rapidly pouring out of the door. It flowed quickly down the hallway and slammed into the foot of the short flight of stairs.
Oh.
5 steps, in fact. And at the top of this short staircase...
A door! Another door! Damn this water! Ugh. Let me go!
Junpei leapt up the stairs, straight for the door.
Huh, yes, it opened!
The door burst open, and Junpei exploded out of it, only to freeze in his tracks. What other possible response could there have been to what he saw?
What? What the hell?
His voice trailed off, and all he could do was stare. Polished floor stretched out before him, ornate staircases rising up from the edges, each one of them equidistant from the other. The stairs and pillars were solid wood, and Art Nouveau embellishments and decorations covered the walls and pillars. It looked like nothing so much as the entrance to a luxurious mansion in the early 1900s.
This is the inside of a ship?
Junpei couldn't help but wonder.
Well...
The water quickly filling the hallway behind him suggested that yes, he was. As he looked, a fresh wave rolled out of the room he'd been in, gathering speed as it moved toward the stairs.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This is totally, Wait, what the hell? A wave? Oh, shit! Shit! Okay, I gotta get out of here!
Junpei spun around, his wet shoes squeaking in protest on the polished floor, and ran toward the tremendous staircase in front of him.
C deck! B deck! Hurry! Hurry!
As he ran, he glanced quickly at the plates mounted on the wall, denoting the decks of the ship.
A deck's next!
Hit the stairs 2 at a time, not entirely sure where he would find himself. Just as he began to wonder where, in fact, the stairs did lead.
What?
Junpei saw another person at the corner of his eye.
People!
He stopped short, nearly tripping over the next stair, and looked. It wasn't just one person he'd seen. On the landing, to the left of the stairs, there were 4 people staring at him. And on the right side, 3 more.
A lot of people.
All told, there were 7 of them. It looked as though they had been on their way down the stairs. They'd stopped short when they saw Junpei, their eyes wide. He'd done the same, of course, and now they stood there staring at one another. Junpei didn't move Junpei didn't move, 1 foot placed awkwardly on the next step in the middle of a stride. Who were these people? This entire interaction lasted only a matter of seconds. The woman spoke to Junpei and time began to move again.
I guess it's another one of us now.
A dancer?
The woman was dressed, Junpei thought, rather like a dancer. Her clothes covered very little, and her prodigious jewelry little more.
No, I'm not. You better get moving.
No further ceremony, she ran straight past Junpei and towards the doors behind him.
Okay then.
The sudden proximity of a woman with such striking assets left Junpei momentarily stunned. But the others wasted no time and quickly followed the strange woman.
Silver hair? Huh?
The first to pass Junpei was a young man with silver hair. With a quick glance in Junpei's direction as he ran, muttering,
One of us, huh?
What?
Nothing.
Following him was an older man, his face calm and without fear. Soft wrinkles sprouted from his eyes, and he came close enough as he passed for Junpei to see wisps of grey in his hair. His composure and shock of hair struck Junpei as rather like that of an elderly lion.
Going up won't do you any good. There are 2 doors, but neither of them will open.
Wait, hold on. The doors won't open?
Next to speak to Junpei was a girl with pink hair and a high voice.
Come on! Aren't you coming? You gotta hurry!
A small hand was wrapped around the wrist of another man. His eyes were closed, almost as though he was sleeping. His features were graceful, almost serene, and he was dressed rather elegantly for someone his age. Something about his posture seemed very refined, and Junpei couldn't help feeling he was noble and dignified somehow. He'd certainly never seen one, but this man seemed like what Junpei always imagined a prince would be like.
That's 9 of us then. All of the cards are in hand.
What does that mean? Junpei opened his mouth to ask what the other man had meant, but the girl with pink hair rushed past him.
Wait! They're gone. Just what is going on? There's an old man like a lion, a girl with pink hair, and a prince, and I have no idea what they're talking about.
He turned just in time to see 2 more people running toward him. One of them had hair like a bird's nest, and looked as though a stiff breeze might topple him. And the other was a veritable mountain of a man.
Huh?
Ah!
The scrawny one scuttled past Junpei, as though he were running from something.
What's that all about?
Hey! What the hell are you just standing there for? Didn't you hear him? The doors on A deck are no good. We gotta check the doors on B deck. Got it? Now go!
Before he had a chance to respond, the man laid a massive hand on Junpei's shoulder. With no more effort than Junpei would have used to brush aside a fly, the man shoved him out of the way.
Whoa.
Thrown off balance by the man and recent events, it took Junpei a few steps to get his bearings. He finally regained his balance and looked up at what the other 7 had been running toward.
Hey man, that was dangerous.
Huh?
There were 2 pairs of large iron doors set into the wall in front of him. They looked quite sturdy, and each had handles jutting from them. Written across the surface of each door in red paint was a number. The door on the right,
4? And this one says 5.
They're the same.
guy Junpei had decided to call Silver was mumbling to himself.
The room I woke up in had a number on the door just like that.
You too, eh?
With an arched eyebrow, the lion looked over at Silver.
My cell was the same. A number upon the door. I opened it, ran down the hallway outside, and found myself in a rather grand room full of stairs, as I suspect did the rest of you.
It was as though the floodgates had been opened. They all began to talk at once.
Me too.
Same for me. There was a door with a number on it.
It became clear that each one of them had awoken in a room with a locked door and solved a puzzle to escape. It all ended up in the same room. Almost as though they'd been guided there.
Yes, we all saw the same thing. That's not important. We need to hurry.
You think I don't know that lady?
Before the dancer had time to finish, Silver was already running.
Open! Damn it!
He grabbed hold of the door labelled 5 and pulled. However,
Fuck, it's not opening. This damn thing won't even budge.
Out of my way!
the mountain grabbed Silver's shoulder and tossed him aside. His path cleared, he took a few steps back, then threw himself at the door. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. The door shook as his body slammed into it, but showed no signs of breaking or opening. The mountain threw himself at the door again.
A body slam from a guy that big didn't even budge it. There must be some other way.
Junpei turned toward door 4. Next to the door on the wall was a small box.
This looks just like the device next to the door in that room earlier. So that means this door is probably locked too. But still...
He had to check. Junpei grabbed a handle and threw all of his weight into it. It was locked as tight as the door next to it, as he'd suspected.
Damn it!
Junpei punched the door and did not respond.
Are there any other doors?
He'd barely finished the thought when the sea deck plate he'd passed on his way up sprang unbidden to his mind. Would he move before he had time to think? Junpei turned and ran back toward the stairs. He had scarcely taken a step when, at the top of the stairs next to an ornate clock embedded in the wall, he saw a person. It was a girl. She looked to be the same age as Junpei. He froze, unable to look away from her face. He wasn't confounded by her beauty or something equally silly. No, there was another reason he couldn't take his eyes off the girl. Junpei had seen her somewhere before. Couldn't quite remember where, but he knew he'd met her before. The girl too stared at Junpei, similarly stunned. Her response suggested she'd seen him before as well.
Huh?
Without saying a word, Junpei walked slowly towards her. She didn't move. Almost as though she was held in place by some sort of magic spell. As Junpei stepped onto her landing, the spell broke. No sooner had he set his foot down than the whole ship shook a second time. Quake caught the girl unprepared and she fell.
Watch out!
Moving on instinct, Junpei leapt to catch her. Or so he thought.
Oh.
Her face was far closer than it should have been, mere inches from his own.
Yeah.
He was flat on his back, and she had landed squarely on top of him. The girl seemed as confused as he did, and her face suggested she still hadn't fully recovered from seeing him. For a moment that seemed to stretch for a very long time, they stared at one another. The ship stopped shaking. Everything was quiet. Water could be heard from the bottom of the ship, lapping faintly at walls and ceilings, but eventually that faded as well. The silence was complete, a thick, muffling blanket. At last the girl opened her mouth.
Oh my gosh! Is that you, Jumpy?
Jumpy. Jumpy. The words echoed through Junpei's head, and suddenly his memory returned.
Akane.
He hadn't even realized it before. The girl was Akane Kurashiki. He and Junpei had been friends in childhood. They'd gone to elementary school together for 6 years. But what was she doing on the ship? Soft eyes were only inches away from his own. He could feel the warmth of her face. Feelings he thought long forgotten began to work their way to the surface. He could feel his face heating up. At that moment, a speaker cracked to life and a cold, eerie voice filled the room. Game fucking shoved itself back into adventure mode.
What?
What's that voice?
They hurriedly untangled themselves from one another and struggled to their feet. Their 7 companions had heard the voice as well, and many of their faces had gone pale. They looked around frantically, desperate to locate the source of the voice. At last they found it. A speaker set in the ceiling. The voice was harsh, obscured occasionally by the crackle of static.
This is...
Junpei recognized it. How could he have forgotten it?
That guy in the gas mask! Hey, asshole! What the hell is this? Come on out here. I want to get a look at you.
What do you mean to do to us?
Nonary game.
What the hell's that?
The voice continued, implacably. Meh. Implacable. Meh.
What is he talking about?
Hey, there's something in my pocket. Check this out.
Noah reached into his pocket and pulled out a small slip of paper. The rest of them reached into their own pockets and pulled out similar slips of paper. Junpei followed suit and dug into the pocket of his pants. He felt the telltale crumple of paper, likely damp from his earlier ordeal.
Hey, I got one too.
Then it would seem Zero has seen fit to grace us each with a letter. Would you mind terribly reading it to us, young man?
His request had been delivered to Junpei, who, after a short moment of surprise, did as he had been asked.
On this ship, you will find a handful of doors emblazoned with numbers. We will call them the numbered doors. The doors in front of you are a pair of the same. The key to opening these numbered doors are the numbered bracelets that each of you possess. Should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets, and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open. Only those who have opened the door may pass through. There are, however, limits. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. All those who enter must leave, and all who enter must contribute. So this thing on my arm is a bracelet.
He glanced around. It looked like everyone else had one as well, and had come to much the same conclusion.
The purpose of the game is simple. Leave this ship alive. It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
There's one last thing I must tell you. As you have no doubt surmised, this ship has begun to sink. On April 14, 1912, the famous ocean liner Titanic crashed into Earth's core.
The voice finished, and the speaker went silent.
I hear a bell. I think it's coming from over by the stairs.
It's the clock telling us the time.
Everyone had their eyes on the antique clock embedded in the wall. Sound of the 9th bell faded away. The 10th never came.
It rang 9 times, so 9 o'clock then?
I think it's 9 p.m. I couldn't see anything when I tried looking out the window earlier. It has to be nighttime.
If that is the case, then we would need to escape by 6 a.m. tomorrow.
The speaker went silent and did not speak again.
Hey! You bastard! What do you mean by that? Come out here, you asshole!
That guy won't stop shouting. And the others. Whew.
Junpei too was consumed by his thoughts.
I have way too many questions. Who is Zero? What's the Nonary game? What's it for? Is he some nutjob just doing this to mess with us, or does he have some other purpose? And why pick me to be part of this insane game? And the others? Why are these 8 people here? And the most confusing of them all. Why is Akane here? I haven't seen her since elementary school. Why her? Why now? Coincidence? No. There's no way. There has to be a reason. I don't know what exactly, but there has to be.
Very well.
The lion's voice seemed oddly loud in the silence.
Standing around here won't do us any good. Best we get moving, don't you think?
Get moving?
Are you planning to open the numbered doors?
Hey, wait! But don't tell me you're actually gonna do what this Zero says.
No, that's not what I mean.
The lion shook his head, mildly annoyed.
I'm saying let's find another way. After all, we haven't really examined this place yet.
What?
Where have we not looked? Everyone searched A-Deck already, right?
Yeah, we were kind of in a rush though, so we probably missed some things.
Why don't we check out the lower floors first? We should see how deep this place goes.
I can work with that.
Then let's go.
Whoa! What the hell? It's completely submerged.
Damn. If the water level keeps rising like this, we're all gonna drown.
No, I don't believe that's something we have to worry about.
The prince knelt down and gently drew his hand across it.
See? The water's not flowing. That means the origin of the water has been stopped. Perhaps this Zero fellow has used some sort of remote control to seal a watertight door lower down. He said that our time limit was 9 hours. In other words, this water won't rise for 9 hours.
Then you're saying we won't sink till then.
Well, that may be a little too optimistic. No point to wishful thinking.
That's depressing.
If we don't determine a way to advance from this point, we are stuck on A-Deck and C-Deck.
Looks that way.
Hey, hold on. How about we check C deck before we jump to any conclusions? We might find something there.
Huh, you're right. I think we should look at the metal doors by the big staircase, too. They're pretty suspicious.
No numbers on either door. And I don't see an authentication device either. Nope. It's locked.
This one too. Damn, none of the doors are opening.
Hey guys, over here. There's another door behind the stairs.
This one doesn't open either.
We'll see about that. Hey, old man, give me a hand.
Using force, I see. Let's give it a try. It won't budge.
Could you not just start shouting out of nowhere? You almost gave me a heart attack, you know.
Oh, sorry.
It doesn't appear to have moved even with two of us trying. It's very well made.
Idiots. Try using your brain first.
Huh?
Take a closer look.
A keyhole?
Right. It's obvious what we need to open this door.
A key, huh?
You got a problem?
No, I just really doubt we'll find a key that easily.
Ignoring the tense air between the two, Junpei moved closer to examine the doorknob.
What's this?
Just above it was a strange mark in the shape of a circle surrounding a dot.
There's a mark on it. Does it mean something?
Hey, look! Over here, too!
Hmm?
Pink Hair was looking at double doors they hadn't examined yet.
More doors.
I think they're elevators. There's an inverted triangle button by them.
May as well try pressing it. Huh. Nothing.
Maybe the power isn't on.
Or we need to do something with this card reader. And there's a strange mark here, too. What is this? It looks like a lowercase h with a dash drawn across the upper stem of the H.
Junpei stared at it for a while.
This is the symbol of Saturn. It's an astrological symbol.
Then the mark on the other door.
I think that was the sun symbol. We saw the same symbols on A deck.
We did?
I don't remember that.
A deck, huh? I haven't been there, so I wouldn't know.
We may as well check again since we're talking about it.
Lion's word urged them on, and they took the stairs up.
There, the two doors next to the stairs. The one on the left had a keyhole with a similar symbol engraved on it.
She's right. It looks similar to what we saw downstairs.
This is an Earth symbol. The horizontal line symbolizes the equator, and the vertical one represents the prime meridian.
I see.
Junpei looked up at the ceiling.
The ceiling. Metal plates. Huh. It's as if it's covering something up.
Perhaps it was a dome of some kind.
I wish we could get out through there.
Be realistic. We'd need a lot of explosives to open that up.
The windows, too. Huh. They're all covered.
There were several windows along both sides of the ship, or at least there had been. They too were covered with metal plates.
In other words, we're trapped. All the exits go nowhere.
Junpei was not happy. Girl with pink hair spoke up.
Well, I'm sure they go somewhere. We just can't open them.
Then the mountain spoke.
You don't know that. For all we know, they just open into walls or take us in circles.
The prince did not agree.
No. I'm sure they go somewhere. Otherwise, what point would there be? And we can open them. Well, 2 of them at least.
Oh, you mean the numbered doors.
All eyes turned toward the doors with numbers on them. The atmosphere in the room grew tense.
Hey, wait a minute. I think I said this earlier, but I don't think we should do that.
The dancer moved in front of the doors as if to block them.
We'd have to be crazy to open these doors. If we do that, we're doing exactly what Zero wants us to do.
Suddenly everyone began to speak at once.
May as well give it a shot. We can't stay here forever.
Yes, I'm in favor as well.
No, I'm totally against this.
But shouldn't we at least try?
We don't know what'll happen. We should stay here.
We don't have time for that. In 8.5 hours, this ship is going to sink.
The clamour of voices made it next to impossible to determine who was saying what. The arguments grew more and more intense until people were shouting and screaming at one another.
Hey, shut up!
They fell silent, and all eyes turned to Junpei. Felt each stab burning into him, but he refused to flinch.
Before we try and decide where we're going to go, there's something else we ought to do.
What's that?
We need to exchange information. We don't know anything about each other. I want to know who you guys are. Who you are, where you came from, why you ended up here. Don't tell me you aren't curious too.
They were silent. Some of them looked the other way or bit their lip, or crossed their arms and stared at the ceiling. But one of them spoke up. It was Akane.
I agree. I think Jumpy is right.
Jumpy?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about him. I just call him Jumpy. His name is Junpei.
He pointed toward Junpei.
We're childhood friends. We went to the same elementary school.
Wait, stop! Don't tell us stuff we didn't ask you about. Zero's probably watching us right now. What are you gonna do if he's listening in?
Oh, would that be bad?
Hell yeah, it would! We don't know how much that bastard knows about us. Maybe he just picked a bunch of random people to kidnap. If that is the case, then it'd be dangerous for us to let him know too much. If Zero knows who we are, he could go after our families. Maybe he'd tell us he had them to get us to do stuff, you know?
But we still need to know what our names are. It's going to be hard to talk to each other if we don't have names.
Alright, then why don't we have code names?
To him, apparently, it seemed like the obvious solution.
Code names?
Yeah, we'll each pick something. Like, I'll be 7.
7? Why are you 7?
Seemed a fair question. The mountain stuck out his left arm.
Because this bracelet number says 7.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
He smirked.
All right, I'm gonna be Santa. Any of you chumps know Japanese? No? Well, San means 3. So, I'll be Santa. You know, like Santa Claus. Fits, don't you think?
Then your bracelet number.
Yeah, it's got a 3 on it. Good job, Grandpa.
Just like the mountain had done, Silver thrust out his left hand. Sure enough, the face of his bracelet read 3.
Very well then. I'll go next, shall I? My bracelet number is 1. Given that, I think Ace seems appropriate.
I'll be Lotus then. As I'm sure you all know, it has 8 petals. Which means, of course, that my bracelet number is 8.
I would appreciate it if you would call me Snake. My bracelet number is 2. Since Ace has chosen cards, then I choose dice. Snake eyes, clearly. Which is particularly relevant given that I am blind.
You can't see?
I knew it.
He had kept his eyes closed during the entire ordeal, which had suggested something strange, but to hear it said so casually was something of a surprise. Everyone seemed a little nervous at the prince's proclamation, but no one seemed to know how to react to it.
Me next!
Was one person, however, who didn't seem to be surprised in the least. The girl with pink hair.
I want to be Clover. You know, like a 4-leaf clover. Good luck, right?
Looking almost bored, she held out her left hand. The face of her bracelet showed the number 4. They'd come around to Junpei. Held out his bracelet.
Alright, my number's 5. So my code name is gonna be...
Why have one? It's not like there's any point to it now.
The dancer cut him off mid-sentence.
I mean, we all know your name already. You're Junpei.
Oh, yeah.
They all nodded. Kane stepped forward nervously.
Then you should all call me by my name too. Because, I mean, it doesn't seem...
It doesn't seem fair to Jumpy.
You're thinking it's not cool for you to hide your name after you told us his.
Kane fidgeted awkwardly. Junpei decided he had to do something.
What's your bracelet number?
It's 6.
She hesitated for a moment and held out her left hand. As she'd claimed, the bracelet's face showed a 6. Junpei looked at it for a moment and thought.
Alright then, why don't we call you June?
June?
Yeah, you know, it's the 6th month of the year. So you're June.
Jumpy?
Kane needed her hands and looked at Junpei uncertain. Smiled back at her reassuringly.
Are you good with that?
Yeah.
He thought about it for a few more minutes, then seemed to come to a decision and gave Junpei a small nod.
Okay then.
And each decided, Junpei ran over them quickly in his head.
So this is how everyone breaks down. 1 is Ace. 2 is Snake. 3 is Santa. 4 is Clover. 5 is me. 6 is June. 7 is 7. And 8 is Lotus. That means 8 of us have revealed our bracelet numbers. The only one left is...
That glasses guy with hair like a bird's nest.
You haven't said a thing so far, have you?
Finn was pale, his breathing was heavy, and he was soaked with nervous sweat. His behavior seemed very suspicious, or perhaps simply emotionally unstable. It was difficult to tell. Whatever the case, it seemed clear that he had only a fingertip's worth of a grip on his sanity. The girl with pink hair, Clover, walked up to him slowly. She put her hands on her hips and eyed him suspiciously.
What number are you?
He didn't answer. Bloodshot eyes twitched from person to person, and his breath came in hot pants.
Hey, I'm talking to you.
The man licked his dry lips with a shaking tongue and spoke with a voice like old paper.
Isn't it obvious? There are 9 people here. And you know who numbers 1 through 8 are. I'm the only one left.
So you're 9?
Yeah.
He extended a trembling arm. The bracelet did indeed say 9. Clover looked at it contemptuously.
What's your code name?
Code name?
What do you want us to call you? We all made up names. You should too.
I don't need one.
Why not?
Because I am not gonna stay here with you.
He took a shuddering breath and exhaled. Clover looked at him with something very like disgust.
You've got some sort of plan?
I do.
Yeah? What's that?
You sure you want to know?
Yeah?
All right, let me show you. I'm gonna do this!
By the time they realized what he was doing, it was too late to stop him. The man's body moved like a snake's. In the blink of an eye, he had slid around behind her and wrapped his arm around her waist.
Hey! What the hell do you think you're doing?
Silver, Santa, leapt forward toward Clover and the ninth man. He was halfway there when,
Stay back!
suddenly the man's hand dove into his pocket.
Ah!
He held it to Clover's pale, quivering neck.
If you get any closer, I'll cut her open! Yeah, that's right.
The man's smile was neither friendly nor reassuring, but poured down his neck, soaking the collar of his shirt.
Clover, are you all right?
The prince, Snake's voice sounded oddly concerned.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Her voice shook, making her words even less convincing.
What the hell are you trying to do? I told you, this is my plan.
What are you gonna do to her, you sick son of a bitch?
Don't worry, I'm not gonna do anything to her. If she just does what I tell her to, I'll let her go.
He started to move backwards, slowly, keeping his grip on Clover.
Slowly. That's right. Just follow me.
Keeping their distance, Junpei and the others followed. Eventually the man reached the wall. He gave a start as his back touched it, and glanced around quickly and spoke.
Here. Verify. The left. Look on your left. Do you see the device on the wall? Place your hand on the scanner panel, the round part.
What if I don't?
The man's nostrils flared, and he looked like he was about to choke.
Are you an idiot? What do you think? I could slit your throat right now. I'll kill you if I have to. All I need is your bracelet. Just do it! Do it now!
Pressed the knife against Clover's neck, hard.
Okay, I'll do it.
Slowly, she stretched her left hand out toward the device.
Like this?
Her back was to it, and she had to feel around for a moment before she found the circular panel. It made a cold electronic noise, and on the display above her hand, an asterisk appeared. An asterisk appeared.
So that's how it works. He called that round part of the device the scanner panel. If we put our left hand on it, our bracelet number gets entered into the device. Then, should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open.
Junpei shifted his eyes to the door itself. The number on it was 5.
Door 5. But why does this guy know so much about how this thing works? It's like he knows exactly what to do.
Good. Good. You're done. Next.
His bloodshot eyes crept from person to person until finally they stopped on the lion, Ace.
You, right? You're the one with the number 1 bracelet, right?
Yes, I am. So?
Then you're next. Just verify your number like this little brat did. What are you doing? Do it! Don't you care what happens to her?
Okay, just calm down.
Ace held up his hand, arms out. The knife man jerked his chin toward the device.
I'm coming over.
Slowly, cautiously, Ace moved towards the device. After what seemed like an agonizing eternity, he reached it.
Now, verify.
All right, this is what you wanted, right?
Ace nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. The device beeped again, and a second asterisk appeared.
Now the device has both Clover and Ace's numbers, 4 and 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. It's the same as the number written on the door, but it won't open yet. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. One more person. If what Zero said is true, he needs one more person. Who? Who does he need?
Get back!
His voice shook, but the knife he held to Clover's throat made his words a command. He took 2, then 3 steps back.
No! Farther! More than that! Go all the way back!
Okay.
Slowly, Ace did what he was told. The knife man's lips curled into a cruel, twisted smile.
Wait, don't tell me.
That was when Junpei understood his plan.
Clover's 4 and Ace's 1. Added to the ninth man's 9. 4 plus 1 plus 9 is 14. And the digital root of 14, 1 plus 4, is 5. In other words...
Thank God you were all so cooperative. Now I can get out of this nightmare.
He pressed his own hand against the scanner panel. The third asterisk appeared on the screen. He dropped his hand to the lever on the side of the device and pulled. The door opened with a heavy metallic groan.
Good! I don't need you anymore!
He let go of Clover.
Wait!
Junpei leapt towards the ninth man, but he wasn't fast enough.
Here! She's all yours!
The man shoved Clover and hopped through the door.
Okay. Have a good one, guys. I'm going off ahead now. Well then, goodbye!
He raised his hand and waved, a twisted smirk on his face. Then he was gone. Door ground shut with a dull clang of metal on metal.
Clover, are you all right?
Lake ran to Clover's side as she lay on the floor.
Yeah, I'm fine.
She climbed unsteadily to her feet, and once there, leaned heavily on Snake's shoulder for support.
Damn it!
Junpei ran to the door.
That bastard!
The others followed him. Several pairs of hands grabbed a hold of the handles and pulled.
Open, damn it!
They grunted and strained, but
Shit! It won't budge.
that was when Lotus, the dancer, spoke. Her voice was quiet.
Do you hear something?
Like, what?
Like some sort of beeping.
Junpei pressed his ear against the cold metal of the door. The others did the same.
You're right. I can hear it too.
What is it?
Then they heard something else. It was the ninth man.
Why isn't it stopping? God damn it! You lied!
Lied?
This wasn't supposed to happen! This is wrong! This is wrong!
His voice shook with fear. Safe on the outside, they stepped back from the door and looked at one another.
What is happening in there?
Open the door, please! I'm begging you! Help me! Please get me out of here! Get me out of here! Ah, God damn it!
Junpei grabbed hold of the device. Slammed his hand on the scanner panel. Nothing happened.
Why? Why won't it work? Engaged? Is it because it's occupied?
Oh my god, oh my god! There's no time left! Listen, I was lied to! He lied to me! He put me in here! It was him! He killed me! It was him!
The explosion rocked the room. Instinctively, they ducked, then stood up slowly when they realized there was no danger. No one spoke. Silence filled the room.
A beep?
All eyes turned towards it.
Did that thing just make that sound?
The display changed from engaged to vacant.
Let's see if we can open it.
7. The mountain swallowed hard.
Okay.
Junpei nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. A red asterisk appeared on the LCD panel.
Well, it registered my bracelet number. But it won't open with one person. We need at least 2 more people.
Ace and Lotus, right?
Ace, Lotus, you think you could give me a hand here?
Was a little too on the nose, but the mood was still grim. So Santa and June lifted their left hands silently. Verified, and she followed suit.
5 plus 1 plus 8 equals 14. The digital root of 14, 1 plus 4 equals 5. This should do it. Now we just need to pull the lever on the side. You guys ready? I'm gonna open it.
Junpei grabbed the lever and looked back over his shoulder. He stiffened and nodded. Junpei nodded back and set his mouth in a grim line. Then he slowly lowered the lever. There was a metallic groan and the door slid open. A breath of air drifted out of it, carrying a stench that nearly made them gag. Junpei grimaced and put her hand over his mouth.
Oh my god!
Good God.
Lotus and Ace shuddered. 7 grunted.
Whoa, that's pretty bad.
Even Santa's voice shook.
He blew up.
It appeared that Santa was right. The hallway on the other side of the door was splattered with chunks of torn flesh and dark red blood. Shriek echoed across the room. It had come from June. Then her strength left her and she dropped. Junpei turned to catch her, the door groaned shut. He crumpled to the floor.
June, are you okay?
Junpei dropped to his knees and put his arm around her shoulders. That was when he noticed. Her whole body was feverish. He was radiating intense heat.
What the hell? Where'd this fever come from?
June didn't answer. Her face looked like wax, and her whole body began to shake.
Alright, okay, let's just rest for a minute, okay? You think you can walk?
She nodded weakly. Junpei lifted June to her feet and guided her to a nearby chair.
Here we go.
As gently as he could, he set her down in it.
How are you feeling? Are you alright?
She nodded, and as she did, a single huge tear rolled down the side of her face.
Why? Why did this happen?
Her voice cracked, broken by misery and grief, and choked by sobs.
Why did this happen?
Junpei spun around.
Do any of you know what the fuck is going on here? Who's Zero? What's this nonary game? Come on! Anybody? Anything?
What the hell is going on? What are we doing here?
No one spoke. Ace, Snake, Santa, Clover, Seven, and Lotus. They simply stood there, 7 pairs of downcast eyes and 7 green lines for mouths. June's body shook with silent sobs. And they slowed as the minutes ticked by, and eventually they stopped. Then, suddenly, in the cold, heavy silence that had enveloped them like a thick fog, a bell began to ring. A clock in the central hall. 10 times. No need to do it that way. And then, on the 10th ring, it stopped. The sound of the bell faded away into silence.
It's 10 o'clock then.
He said what each one of them had been thinking.
That means it's been an hour since Zero's little announcement.
Seven's deep voice echoed across the room.
Fuck! I've had enough of this crap!
Santa leapt to his feet, his fist clenched.
How long are we gonna pussyfoot around like this? We've only got 8 hours until this time limit Zero is going on about is up. Let's get going already! Go! Go!
Santa's outburst fell on deaf ears. No one seemed to agree with him. They stared back at him, their eyes blank and their faces tired. Finally, Lotus spoke.
No, I refuse. I'm not gonna end up like him.
Him? You mean the 9th man?
Of course, who else?
In his mind's eye, Junpei saw the corpse again.
Blood. Oh. Blood and pieces of flesh.
Dark, reddish-black pool of blood. Scattered pieces of flesh. Organs strewn across the floor like the blossoming of a grotesque flower. The explosion that had torn through his body had been powerful.
That's no way for a person to die.
The 9th man's neck had been twisted at an odd angle. Junpei suspected the detonation had thrown him against the wall. Half of his face was crushed, and the other half was covered in blood. Most of his abdomen had been emptied, either by the explosion or by gravity. He had landed on his back, and stark white ribs jutted up out of his chest, like the legs of some macabre crab. Junpei felt something flip in his stomach.
I think he just screwed up.
Eyebrows went up and Santa continued.
He probably set off some sort of trap, and that killed him. I'm not gonna screw up like that. I'm getting out of here alive!
Whatever Snake was laughing at, Santa did not find particularly humorous.
What's so goddamn funny?
Oh, my apologies. You were just, so very confident. I couldn't help myself.
What the fuck?
I think you've mistaken the situation.
Huh?
The 9th man's death. It had nothing to do with the trap. Or at least not the sort of trap you imagine it did.
Then?
He broke one of Zero's rules. That was why he died. Quite simple if you think about it.
Huh?
You still don't... All right. How about you take a moment and think back to what Zero said? Specifically, what did he say about the number of people?
He said only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door, right?
And after that? You've forgotten the relevant part. What did Zero say?
Santa furrowed his brow in thought. Junpei thought back. Zero said, everyone who verified had to go?
All those who enter must leave, and all who enter must contribute, right? I think it was something like that. Whatever it was, it means that groups of less than 3 or more than 5 can't go through.
That is correct. A gold star for you, Junpei.
Snake inclined his head towards Junpei.
The ninth man, however, broke that rule. He tried to pass through a numbered door by himself. That was why he was executed.
And Zero's watching us from somewhere, making sure we don't break any rules.
Oh, I'm not so sure of that.
Why not?
Because this execution system is entirely automatic. You didn't notice? There's no need for him to monitor us.
What do you mean?
Snake looked at Seven with what could only be described as pity and sighed.
Very well. I see it must be me who tells you. I've waited long enough, I suppose. I had hoped Zero might spare me the trouble, but that seems increasingly unlikely.
He couldn't see them, of course, but perhaps Snake sensed the confused eyes upon him. He spoke. He gave words to everyone else's thoughts.
Do you know something?
Well, I know a great many things, but yes.
What is it you know?
Here.
Snake removed a card from the pocket of his jacket.
A card? What does it say?
See for yourself.
Flourish, he presented it to Ace, who took a close look at it and spoke.
Come on now, what's the point of giving me this?
Give me that.
Santa snatched the card from Ace, but his expression of disgust quickly turned to one of confusion.
Huh? The hell is this?
Seven tugged it out of Santa's hands.
I see.
Card went from Seven to Lotus, from Lotus to June, and finally to Junpei. He looked at it and understood.
This is Braille.
Braille, the written language of the blind. The card was covered with small embossed bumps. Junpei could recognize it, but he certainly couldn't read it.
Sorry guys, I can't read this. Here, have it back.
Junpei handed the card back to Snake, who nodded at him with a small smirk.
Okay, that was fun. What's so important about that card?
I found it in my pocket. I can only assume it is a message from Zero.
From Zero?
A message?
What does it say?
Suddenly everyone was crowding around Snake, desperate to hear what the message said. Santa especially looked as if he were about to grab hold of Snake and shake the answer from him. Snake raised his hand.
Calm down now. No need to panic. You don't need to force me. I'll read it.
Junpei swallowed hard and waited for him to start. He was not the only one. Presently Snake began to read, his voice calm. His fingers glided over the tiny bumps as he spoke.
Bracelet number 2. Since you are not blessed with sight, I shall bless you, and only you, with information. I shall tell you of the function of the red, of the dead, and of the bracelet.
The red is the recognition device. It will verify your number. Beside every numbered door, you will find a bed. The dead is the deactivation device. It does exactly what it says. Once you have passed through the numbered door, you must use the dead to stop the detonator in your bracelet. But perhaps you are wondering, what does this detonator detonate? I am afraid this might be something of a surprise. I have placed a small bomb inside of you and people whom you are about to meet. You swallowed it while you were unconscious. I have no doubt that by the time you read this note, the bomb will have passed your stomach and found its way to your small intestine. In other words, you will be unable to regurgitate it. I suggest you do not try. As I mentioned before, the bracelet on your left hand contains a detonator. Think of it as a remote fuse or timer for the bomb in your body. There is only one condition which will cause it to detonate. That condition is that you enter a numbered door. Once you have done so, the timer will activate, no matter who you may be. You will have 81 seconds. If, after that time, the detonator has not been deactivated, it will send a signal to the bomb in your body, instructing it to explode. In order to deactivate the detonator, every person who verified their number at the red must also verify their numbers at the dead. Once all numbers have been verified by the dead, you need only pull the lever at its side, and the countdown will cease. Anyone who does not verify their number at the red will find themselves unable to verify their number at the dead. That is to say, if you should pass through a numbered door without first verifying your number at the red, in 81 seconds, you will be dead. You must also keep in mind that the numbered doors will close automatically after 9 seconds have passed. So long as the doors open, the dead will not function. You would do well to remember this. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1. You escape from this ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or the exotic wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. There is no other way to remove your bracelet. If you attempt to force it off or disable the detonator, the bomb within you will immediately explode.
This is all the information which I can impart to you. How you choose to use it is for you to decide. If used wisely, you can eliminate those who might be a danger to you. For a time, you would be able to control your fate. I wish you the best of luck.
Snake finished reading and carefully returned the card to his pocket.
So it's saying only those who verify their numbers at the red can pass through the numbered doors. Teams can't add or subtract people after they're scanned in. The reds, deads, and bracelets enforce the rules. They're judge, jury, and executioner.
Shit! A fucking bomb! Come out! Come out, damn it!
In defiance of Zero's suggestions, both Santa and Seven put fingers down their throats and began to gag. The rest stiffened. Some touched their stomachs, some simply stared at their bracelets. Junpei gingerly touched his stomach.
There's a bomb inside me.
The thought of it made him queasy.
Oh.
His stomach felt oddly hollow, and his legs were weak.
What made Zero think creating this horror show of a game was a good idea?
Junpei looked over at the others.
All right, I'm gonna ask one more time. Do any of you know anything about Zero?
They were all silent, each person waiting to hear what the others would say. Finally, Santa spoke.
Actually, I saw him. I saw Zero when I got grabbed. I didn't see his face, though. Son of a bitch was wearing some kind of gas mask. What the hell? Come on, guys, give me something. You know, like surprise or something?
Instead, it was Santa who looked surprised. There was a moment of silence, and then everyone spoke at once.
I saw that too.
I did as well.
Me too. I didn't see inside the mask, though. That mask, It was really scary.
Huh? Oh, so all of our abductions were the same. We were taken from home at midnight. The person claiming to be Zero had a mask on. There was white smoke, and then each of us passed out. We woke up to find ourselves on D-Deck, in a room with a 3-level bunk bed.
How about you, Seven? Did the same happen to you?
Only 7 stories seem to lack the detail of the others.
Oh, me? Yeah, well, mine was just like the rest of yours.
Was all he had to say, all he had said. Blech. It had occurred to Junpei at the time that it sounded somewhat strange, but he didn't press the issue.
Okay, that's good enough for now.
He hadn't done so because there was something that struck him as even stranger.
So, I have a question.
That was the mystery of the relationship between Snake and Clover.
Snake and Clover, you were both kidnapped from the same room, and you woke up together.
Junpei looked at them thoughtfully.
So, what's the deal with the two of you anyway?
It was Clover that answered. Clearly, she felt she had nothing to hide.
We're siblings.
Siblings?
Yes. Snake is my older brother, obviously. That means I'm his little sister. That really so hard to understand?
Junpei was taken aback. The other seemed just as surprised.
She is correct, of course.
He laid his hand on Clover's shoulder.
Are you, surprised?
Well, yeah, but...
Why? There are other people here with connections to one another. Those two, for instance.
Snake pointed at Junpei and June.
Oh, you mean between Jumpy and me?
Ah, yes. You did say you were childhood friends, didn't you?
Wait, you went to school together?
Yeah.
June glanced at Junpei, uncomfortable with the sudden attention.
Well, yeah.
Junpei felt somewhat nervous as well and tried to scratch his head as casually as possible.
Hey, you think maybe we could figure out who Zero is this way?
Yeah, you're right. You connect the dots between the victims, and that leads you to the perp. Textbook stuff.
Junpei, June, does any of this ring a bell?
Huh, ring a bell.
Ring a bell?
They looked at one another. Like it was staged, they both tilted their neck at the same time.
Well, perhaps you went to school with the son of a multimillionaire.
A millionaire?
Son?
Well, someone bought this boat and set up all of this. Whoever Zero is, they must be incredibly rich.
Well, we can't be sure of that. To me, this seems as though it's the work of an organization, not an individual. Most likely, Zero is simply the representative of a larger group.
What sort of organization?
It could be a number of things. An army, perhaps, or a research group. Perhaps this is all some sort of psychological experiment.
If it is, then it's a pretty fucked up experiment. I mean, come on! A guy's dead!
The word dead hung in the air, heavy and ominous. The room went quiet again.
I don't know who the hell this Zero asshole is, but I know for sure he's gotta be pretty fucked up in the head to do all this. If this was all one guy, then he's got some serious issues.
Even with the spectre of death hanging over them, their discussions continued for some time.
I thought we were finished with that topic.
But then what should we do?
We should talk it through.
Oh my god, enough! All we're doing is talking!
Santa threw up his hands. His voice was... Voice filled with irritation. Okay, Santa threw up his hands. His voice filled with irritation.
Talk Talking won't solve anything. It can't help us find our way out of here. You really sure you want to just sit around? We've only got 7.5 hours left. We already wasted an hour and a half of our 9 hours.
Everyone there was already on the edge of panic. What Santa told them only made that feeling more intense. No one was willing to argue this time.
You're right.
Very well then. There's only one way for us to proceed.
Sure not gonna be fun running around knowing we gotta jump when Zero says jump.
Well, it's stupid to just sit around here doing nothing.
Well, thanks to Snake's card, at least we have some idea of how this all works.
Correct. And so long as we all follow the rules, we will most likely be all right.
But
But what?
who's going to go in which door?
You look toward the numbered doors.
Oh yeah, that's right. We can't have any more than 5 people in one door. All 8 of us can't go in the same door.
Then it would seem we will have to split up.
Wait,
Lotus looked terrified.
I'm telling you now, there is no way in hell that I'm going into door 5.
Come on now, don't be selfish.
Call me whatever the hell you want. I'm not going in there. If I'm going to have to walk through all that blood, then I'd rather stay here.
And we were doing so well.
He shook his head sadly.
Sorry, but I ain't going in there either. Someone else can go into door 5.
Oh, Santa, not you too.
Hey man, I just bought these shoes. If you think I'm getting some creepy dude's blood all over him, you got another thing coming.
That was the last straw.
What the hell, man? Weren't you the one who kept saying we should get going?
Yeah, so? Doesn't mean I wanted to go into door 5.
Oh, God.
There was an awkward silence. Finally, Seven spoke.
Fine, I'll go into door 5. I can't go in there alone, though. Anyone else willing to come with me?
There was another long silence. This time, Snake was the one to break it.
I'll go.
What?
Don't worry. You'll be fine. We may part now, but I'm certain we'll meet again later.
How do you know that?
Because I do.
That's not an answer! If you're going, I'm going too. I'm going into door 5.
What am I going to do with you?
There's nothing you have to do.
He stepped forward.
If I join you, the problem is solved, correct? 7 is 7, and Snake is 2. And if you add Clover's 4 and my 1, the digital route will be 5.
7 plus 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 14. The digital root of 14. 1 plus 4 is 5.
Oh, it works perfectly! The 4 of us can go into door 5.
Wait, what about the other 4? What's their digital route gonna be?
Junpei did a quick mental calculation.
Lotus, Santa, June, and me. Our bracelet numbers are 8, 3, 6, and 5. 8, 3, 6, 5. What would our digital route be?
Mm-mm-mm-mm. 8 and 3 is 12, 6 and 5 is 11. 3. 2 plus 5.
5. It'd be 5. That means there's no way we can pass through door 4. Wait. Hold on a second. Something's off.
Junpei ran the numbers again.
8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 5 is 22. So...
Oh, wait, yeah. I fucked up.
digital root of 22 to...
He did what he determined.
It's 4.
God, why did...
Add up our 4 bracelet numbers and the digital root is 4.
Then we can go into door 4.
Yeah. Huh. That worked out well.
So the team assignments will be like this. Seven, Snake, Clover, and Ace. They would go through door 5. Lotus, Santa, June, and me will go through door 4. Are these really the teams I want? Beyond door 5 is what remains of the Ninth Man. I never want to see that thing again, but something's telling me that it'd be a good idea to examine the corpse, even just a little closer. Of course, if I went through door 5, I wouldn't be going with Lotus and Santa. I could bring June with me through door 5, but that means she'd have to see the body in there. I don't want to put her through that.
Junpei was torn.
Should I stay silent and go through door 4? Or should I stop them and insist on door 5?
To bring down basic fucking math, apparently. Ugh. Fuck up 8 plus 3. As he turned his options over and over in his mind, Ace spoke up.
All right then. It seems we've reached a conclusion. Shall we go?
He began to walk towards door 5.
I'm going through door 5.
Clover and Snake followed, with 7 a short distance behind.
We're over there too, right, Snake?
The door's not going anywhere. Slow down.
Which door?
Decided that door 4 would be fine.
I'll go through door 4 with Lotus, Santa, and June. There's nothing to worry about. I just need to stay by her side.
June Akane Kurashiki.
This should be fine. It's no problem this way. I should see the other 4 off.
Made no show of affection, but Junpei saw her as something more than just a friend from his childhood.
Looks like Ace and the others are going.
Watched the other 4 walk toward their door. Ace, Snake, Clover, and 7. Junpei said nothing as they left. Before long, they had reached door 5. They talked to one another for a few seconds, saying things Junpei couldn't hear, and then laid their hands one by one on the scanner panel of the bread.
Now then.
Ace grabbed the lever. He was tight with determination. He turned over his shoulder to look at Junpei and his companion.
Goodbye.
Be careful.
As Ace pulled the lever, the door swung open. The mouth of a great hungry beast.
So horrible.
Beyond the door, Junpei knew lay the sad remains of the Ninth Man. Not surprise him that Ace, Clover, and 7 hesitated. The body was not a pleasant thing.
What are you doing? We need to hurry.
Snake had no such problems, as his blindness made him immune to the horror. He stepped through the door, his feet making a wet splack in the pool of blood.
Snake, your shoes!
It's fine. Hurry! Or are you planning on dying with everyone else? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you?
Sorry, Snake!
Let's go!
3 remaining stilled themselves and stepped through the door. Door 5 swung shut, closing the heavy finality of metal upon metal. Junpei and his companions scrambled to the door.
Hey! How is it over there? Did you find anything? At least say something, will you?
Something's beeping.
It's just like before.
Probably the sound of the detonator on the bracelet.
Do you think they're okay?
June's face showed her concern more plainly than her words ever could. Almost as though in response to her question, a voice rang out from the other side of the door. It was 7.
Hey, there it is! That's gotta be that dead thing! Come on, get over here. We gotta authenticate.
The beeping stopped.
Sighs of relief were audible even through the heavy door.
Phew. Looks like it stopped.
Junpei and his companions leaned away from the door and breathed a collective sigh of relief of their own.
Hey, guys! Are you doing alright over there?
It heard Seven's voice, but it wouldn't hurt to be sure.
Yep, we're fine.
Like the recent danger, Clover's voice was as bubbly as ever.
Oh, hey! I'm gonna tell you about this whole dead thing, okay? The dead is just like the red, but the color's different. You know how the red was red? Well, the dead is blue. Other than that, it's just like the red. Authenticating is the same too.
Awesome! Thanks! That helps a lot.
Well, we should probably move on now. You be careful out there.
Roger that.
Junpei and the others left door 5 and headed toward door 4.
Whew. Now it's our turn. I'll go first.
Stood in front of the red and placed each of their hands upon it. Four asterisks appeared on the screen. Junpei grabbed the lever and turned around.
Okay, we ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's go!
None of them looked particularly optimistic, but their faces were set. Junpei nodded to them and turned back toward the red.
Alright, let's go.
With strength and determination, he pulled the lever.
Run!
The four of them leapt through the door together. The moment they had passed through it, each heard a cold electronic sound coming from their left wrist.
Oh, damn.
In the center of each bracelet, a red skull appeared and began to flash.
It's counting down.
The detonator's countdown had begun. In the long moment that each of them spent staring at their wrists, the numbered door behind them closed. The sound of metal on metal reverberating down the hallway.
We can't go back!
We need to hurry and find the device!
Hey! Where the hell is the dead?
How would I know?
Don't give me that crap! Start looking!
I already am!
They began to run, eyes looking frantically for the device that was the key to their salvation. The hallway they found themselves running down was a long one, easily 300 feet in length. On the right side of it stood a series of wooden doors, all nearly identical. If they had taken time to think, they would have likely discerned that the doors led to the cabins.
Don't tell me the dead is in one of those rooms.
Oh no! How many rooms do you think there are?
Junpei was too frightened to count properly, but at his best guess there were 7 or 8 of them.
Ah, fuck! We don't have time to count!
Junpei ran to the nearest door.
We just need to open them all.
He grabbed the knob and shook it hard.
It won't open!
Didn't feel locked, more like someone had hammered an iron plate over the other side of the door. Junpei turned around to find another door, and saw that his companions had already ran to the doors of their own. He did not seem to be having any more success than he had. Their own words confirmed his fears.
Shit, this one's no good!
Same here. It's not moving!
He was the last to speak up.
Oh!
As Junpei looked in her direction, his eyes caught something he hadn't noticed before. A small red blinking light.
There it is! At the end of the hallway! Run!
Even as he yelled, he ran. He grabbed Santa, Lotus, and June and pulled them toward the light. Santa called out to them as he ran.
Hey, how many more seconds do we have?
How would I know?
Our time limit is 81 seconds!
I know that, goddammit! I'm asking you how many seconds we have left!
In all likelihood, Junpei figured nearly a minute had already passed since the door had closed behind them. If that was true, Urgency foremost in all of their minds, they arrived at the end of the hallway. The dead sat on the left wall, blinking almost tauntingly at them.
Hurry! It's the dead! Get over here!
Junpei grabbed hold of the machine, his hands slick with sweat and shaking. He slammed his hand against the scanner panel.
Come on, everyone!
The other three quickly followed suit. The grunt, Santa yanked the lever downward.
Looks like it stopped.
His hands beginning to steady, Junpei wiped away some of the sweat that had bedded on his forehead. He did, whatever. As they caught their breath, the four companions began to look around.
There's another door at the end of the hallway.
You could see a heavy-looking set of double doors set into the walls of the hallway on either side of the large door. Two smaller ones.
Let's try this one first. And of course it won't open.
How many times had he come across similar doors with similar results, he wondered. Or perhaps, he corrected himself, more a lack of results. Whatever the reason, the door remained firm and unyielding, and refused to allow Junpei or anyone else passage.
A keyhole.
Above the keyhole was a small symbol, engraved in the brass.
What's this mark? Mail?
Wasn't quite sure what to make of it, and stared at it for a moment in confusion. It was June that corrected him.
No, not exactly. That's probably the symbol of Mars. Well, technically, they are the same symbol. But I saw a number of similar symbols near the main stairway. The symbols of the solar system.
Oh, that's right. The Sun, Saturn, and Earth.
At least that's what I'm assuming.
So this isn't the man symbol. It's a symbol for Mars?
I think so, yes.
I see. Wait, where's Santa?
When Junpei and June talked, Santa had disappeared. They turned to find him some distance down the hallway. He had gone to check the other doors. Eventually he reached the last one of them and jogged back. Took him only a moment to catch his breath again.
Yeah, so, I looked the place over. Here's the deal. None of the other doors open.
Then that must mean...
We only have 2 more doors.
Lotus examined the doors on either side of the larger double door. Each one had a metal plate attached to it.
Maybe it's the room number.
The door on the left has a B92, and the one on the right says B93. All right, let's open them. I'll open B92.
Okay, I'll get B93 then.
Junpei put his hand on the doorknob, and Santa moved the other door. They'd made it through the numbered door alive. There was nothing more to be afraid of. Junpei and Santa looked at each other and nodded.
1, 2, 3!
In union, they pushed against their respective doors, and promptly found themselves in a new room. June followed Junpei as he threw open his door. He turned around and saw that the door on the other side was open as well. Through the door was another person, his mouth agape. It was Santa.
Hey, it opened.
Yeah, it did.
Junpei and Santa looked at each other.
I didn't expect that.
It was so easy.
Lotus's calm voice broke into their thoughts.
Maybe this is all part of Zero's plan. Can't say I enjoy being treated like someone's puppet.
As she headed for room 93, Lotus continued.
Well, now we have these 2 rooms. I'm sure there's something in there that will help us get out of here. Let's find it. Santa and I will search this room. You 2 take the other one.
All right.
Okay.
This is kind of a weird looking picture. Do you think it's an abstract painting or something? It's kind of like a demon with an elephant-like nose. Looking on a human being's brain. How the hell did that come from? What's her brain made of? I had mind finding out a little more about what goes on in there. That vase looks expensive. Wonder how much we could get for it. Are you gonna steal it? That's the bathroom wall. Square tiles all over it. Just a shower head, there's nothing special about it. That's the shower knob. See if anything happens when we turn it. No water's coming out. Little blue platform protruding from the shower wall next to the knob. Putting soap on. I used to shower once, so I know. The shower head feels dry too. That probably means no one's used it in a long time. Collection of full and partially depleted rolls of toilet paper. Someone was well prepared. Nothing too suspicious about it. Now, let's check the toilet. Nothing there. The tank's empty too. There isn't even any water in it. Shower curtain, sir. Let's try closing it. I can see the full expanse of the shower curtain in all its waterproof glory. There's nothing suspicious. Just a normal old shower curtain. A narrow shower. I'm standing in it with June. This is awkward. Trying to open the curtain. Yeah. Why don't we go back to the living room? Okay. Okay, let's go back. Ah. Campy, what are you doing? You don't have time to be relaxing on a sofa. The display case. There's nothing being displayed. How sad. Looks like the drawers are empty too. Table made of wood. Hey, there's something here. Like a box of matches. It's a box of matches. There are matches inside, obviously. Junpei looked down blankly at what he was holding, then up at June.
Oh yeah, how's your fever? You feeling better now?
Yes, I'm fine.
June certainly looked fine.
Let me see your forehead.
Junpei held his hand on her forehead for a few seconds.
Oh,
Guess it really has gone down.
Are you worried about me?
Yeah, I guess I am.
June blushed and giggled.
By the way, Jumpy,
Hmm?
how did you end up here?
What do you mean? I told you earlier, didn't I?
There was a man with a gas mask when you got home at night. You inhaled some white smoke and passed out. When you woke up, you were on D-Deck.
Damn straight.
But is that really the truth?
What?
Jumpy, are you hiding something from me?
No, why would I?
Well, if you think about it, this is awfully suspicious. I mean, why would two childhood friends bump into each other in a place like this?
Hey, I could ask you the same thing. Are you hiding something?
What would I hide?
Well, I don't know. Anything. I mean, you're hiding it. How would I know?
You mean like the number of men I've dated?
Junpei's heart stumbled over itself.
Do you want to know?
He had to admit he was a little curious.
Don't worry.
He smiled at him.
Only 18.
Yeah.
Times 0. Yeah, I guess I just haven't met Mr. Right yet.
June looked a little embarrassed and scratched the back of her head in a desperate attempt to seem nonchalant.
Yeah, I see.
Junpei coughed quietly in much the same way.
Anyway, I'm not hiding anything. Just like you, Jumpy. When I woke up, I was on D-Deck.
Well, you do have a point. I mean, why did Zero pick us? We haven't seen each other since elementary school.
I wonder.
June nodded. For a few moments, she had the faraway look of someone in deep thought.
Look for what connects the victims. That will lead you to the culprit. Do you remember Seven saying something like that?
Yeah, I do. So?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think this must all have something to do with a classmate of ours.
You got any ideas who it might be?
No, nothing.
Oh,
Well, if it had something to do with school, then it could be one of our teachers, or maybe the principal.
or the janitor, or the lunch lady.
No, I can barely remember any of them.
Yeah, I know.
Junpei went back to searching, feeling unpleasant and confused. Elementary school. Elementary school. Was there anything strange that had happened in elementary school? As he searched the room, he continued to rack his brain. It's a bottle with water in it. This is the bedroom. You probably have it here because your throat always feels dry when you wake up, you know? My throat's dry, but I think that's because I'm a little nervous right now. Well, we did run a lot, so we're kind of sweaty. Hey, Jumpy, do you want to take a shower together? Whoa. Just kidding. You're late to take it back. Brain's already working out the picture. My throat was dry already. It sure isn't helping. It's light. Even if it's heavy. It's light. This isn't a painting. Is it a map? Looks like a map of the ship's interior. Oh, this is a great find. I think it'll be really useful. Let's take it with us. Junpei took one last look at the map, then folded it up and slid it back into his pocket. June looked up as he closed it.
This ship is bigger than I thought.
Yeah, it's probably about 900 feet long.
Must be one of those fancy cruise ships.
Of course, it doesn't really look like a cruise ship. Everything in here is really retro. Even if it's just some sort of style choice, there's just too much.
Do you remember what Zero said?
On April 14, 1912, the famous ocean liner Titanic crashed into Earth's moon. After remaining afloat for 2 hours and 40 minutes, it sank beneath the waters of the North Atlantic.
Do you think maybe this boat and the Titanic have something to do with each other?
That's a good point. I doubt he would have mentioned it if there wasn't a reason.
Junpei took a moment to look around the room.
Do you think this boat is a replica of the Titanic?
A replica?
Yeah, you know, like a copy of the actual boat.
Who on earth would make something like that?
Fans. Crazy Titanic fans.
No way. Do you even know how much money that would take?
No idea.
But all they've got to do is break even, you know?
Break even?
Yeah, they could use it as a cruise ship.
Climb aboard a piece of history, sail around the world in the resurrected Titanic.
Hell, with marketing like that, they'd probably have more customers than they'd know what to do with.
Do you really think people would want to ride on a ship with such an ominous past? It's the site of the worst accident in history. Over 1,500 people died. I wouldn't be surprised if you'd get cursed just for going.
A curse, huh?
Jumpy, do you believe in that sort of thing? You know, curses and stuff?
Yeah, well, I guess so. To a certain extent.
Junpei scratched his temple.
What about you? Nah, I guess that's kind of a dumb question.
Yes, I do believe in curses. In fact, I think it was a curse that sunk the Titanic.
What?
A curse sank the Titanic. The curse of the Egyptian mummy.
Junpei couldn't understand how June had maintained a straight face to say that.
Supposedly, the Titanic carried the mummy of the priestess Amun-Ra, which was stolen from a pyramid. And they say that the mummy had a history. Everyone involved with it died mysterious deaths. Come on, I'm sure you've heard of it before. Those who open the coffin will be forever cursed. Haven't you ever heard that one?
So you're saying the Titanic sunk because of that curse?
That's right!
June's eyes had lit up with excitement, like a child with a new toy.
That mummy, the priestess, supposedly, she was special.
What do you mean?
Well, supposedly, she was really pretty.
Pretty?
Yes,
But she was a mummy.
that's right. She wasn't all shriveled up or rotten or anything. She almost looked alive.
Oh, okay, I get it. Okay, it's that thing. I don't remember the name. Where your body turns into some kind of wax, yeah? The fat in it turns into something kind of like candle wax, right? And...
Yes, saponification, but that's not what it was.
Huh?
That's not it. She wasn't wax.
Then what was it?
They say that she was frozen.
What? Frozen?
That's right. The whole body was frozen solid. You know how a human body is more than 60% water? Well, all of that water was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way through to when it got put on the Titanic. Even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted.
That's crazy.
I think so too, but maybe it's true and we just didn't know about it before.
I didn't know?
Yep. Maybe it's common sense to eat shaved ice in the desert because it lasts forever.
Huh? Nah, that seems too silly to be true.
But maybe it isn't. It just appears that way because you didn't know it was true.
well, yeah,
June and Junpei talked a little more and then went back to their investigation. Even as they did, his mind went back to what she'd told him.
Ice that doesn't melt, even in the desert? Does something like that really exist?
I agreed.
No, even if it did, it wouldn't really be ice anymore, would it?
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Like he'd eaten his ice cream too fast. There's two pillows right next to each other. Guess it's a double. Huh? What's up? You're turning red. Man, is that fever back? Hey, you alright? You need to lie down for a minute. I'm fine. I think it's still a little early for that. Huh? Seriously, are you really okay? Light blue blanket with some design on it. One's made this bed, or at least never unmade it. There's only bed sheets under the blanket, nothing exciting. Bed frame. No, we don't have to worry about falling off. It's in town when I sleep. She's blushing again. The hell is she thinking about? Yeah, that goes with the dresser. Nothing particularly interesting about it. The light. Thanks to it we can see. This is the mirror for the dresser. Now she's playing with her hair. She even realize she's doing that. Hey, you don't have time for that. Come on. Not like there's anyone here you need to impress. Yes, there is. Oh. Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? Forget it, Jumpy. The dresser. Nothing on the top. There. Inside. Jumpy, where are you going? I'm going over to Lotus's room. Why? What do you mean, why? I'm just gonna go check up on them. There's something wrong with that? Well, no. Come back soon. Sure thing. Leave the rest of you. Yeah. Leave it to me. Right, off to the other room. Tile with a black and white pattern on it. There's a square in this tile frame. It's glued in there quite well. I don't think we can take it out. Like a valuable maze. Empty though. Seems to be a room on the left side of the vein. This is the bathroom wall. The whole wall is covered in these square tiles. Whoa, look, Junpei. A mushroom growing out the wall. That's a shower head. That's the shower knob. Tried turning it, but no water comes out. Needs a little shelf for putting soap on. Some toilet paper. Got 2 rolls, I guess. Or anything in the toilet? Guess not. Tank's empty too. Room doesn't have a shower curtain. This room? Oh, there were shower curtains in the bathroom that June was checking out. But you're saying that this bathroom doesn't have any. Yeah, that's right. Probably a reason why. Hey, check this out. That's a pretty nice sofa. I know. It's a shame I can't take it back with me. Candle with a candlestick. This might come in handy. Oh, this is a display case. Check it out. I mean, these plates and shits look really expensive. Oh, I'll take a look. Come on, you stupid thing. Open. It's locked. And looks that way. Then we need to find the key that opens it. Damn. Guess that's the wrong key. That means there's gotta be another one somewhere around here. Otherwise we ain't gonna be able to open this thing. Hey, Jumpy. That room's pretty dark. Don't you have something that will give us some light? Something that will give us some light. I know. I use these matches to light the candle. Awesome. With the light from the candle, maybe we can take a look around over there. It's so hot when I hold it. I want to put it down. Now why don't you set it on top of the dresser? It's right there, at least it won't fall over. Oh yeah, good idea. Hey, got pretty bright. Now we can look around a little. See if this... yes. Yes, it works. This is the mirror for the dresser. Damn straight. Nothing weird about it though. It's the light. Man, can't you figure that out on your own? Hard to tell if it's burned out or not. Of course, now we have that candle. Guess it doesn't really matter that much anymore. Where are you going, Joey? Check out those from here. Blah 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 blah. I just wanted to see anything on the other side of the door. It's a chair for the dresser. Hey, Jumpy. A cupboard. Freaking cupboard in here. Are you alright? Don't give me that, come on. Cupboard in a bedroom can only mean there's a safe in here. Really? Damn, there's nothing in here. All worked up for nothing. All full of water. Don't think we're gonna need this for anything. There's a picture of an old cruise ship. Is it the Titanic? 2 pillows in a pile. Oh. Where are the pillows? That's supposed to be some kind of joke. Hey, calm down. Anything under the blanket? Nope, nothing suspicious here. What the hell? Got dark all of a sudden. Maybe the candle got blown out. Where'd you go see? Candlestick covered in melted wax on top of the dresser. Hey. Hey, what's this? Top of the candlestick looks kind of weird. You're right. It's all bumpy. Part of the candlestick where the candle goes. Looks like a key. Key, huh? I think I ran into a lock I couldn't open earlier. See if this candlestick key will do anything. Yes, it opened. Alright, pull that shit open.
Hey, Junpei, you got a minute?
Santa had shown up out of nowhere and gave Junpei no small start.
Here, take this.
Santa pulled something out of his pocket.
A bookmark?
It looked like a bookmark. It had a 4-leaf clover in it.
What is this for? Do you want me to read a book?
I found it in between some of the cushions on the sofa. Pretty sure it ain't gonna be any help to us, but I figured we might as well hang on to it anyway.
Then why don't you hold on to it?
Santa gave him a weary smile.
You know what I hate most in the world? I got 4 things. Hope, faith, love, and luck.
Hope, faith, love, and luck?
Damn straight.
And you hate these things?
Yeah, you got a problem with that?
Not really, but...
Junpei tried to figure out how best to phrase what he wanted to say.
What does a bookmark have to do with any of that?
Santa scratched the back of his ear and looked awkward.
Well, see, each leaf on the 4-leaf clover has a meaning to it, okay? And that meaning is pretty much those 4 words. It's like flower language. Well, I guess it's not a flower, is it? So, leaf language, I guess? Yeah, you could call them leaf words.
Leaf words.
Junpei looked at the bookmark.
Hope, faith, love, and luck. The meaning of the leaves on a 4-leaf clover.
So, yeah, I want you to take it, okay? Just touching it gives me the creeps. Take the damn thing, alright?
Santa pretended to shiver with disgust and shoved the bookmark into Junpei's confused hands.
Here.
What do you want to do? Why not? Well, why shouldn't he?
Alright, sure. I'll take it.
Shoved the thing into his pocket and gave Santa a last confused look.
Oh, man, I feel a lot better now. That thing was a real pain, you know?
Do you really hate those 4 words that much?
Yeah, well, they can all betray you, you know? Hope, faith, love, even your destiny.
What had happened to Santa, Junpei wondered. How had he become such a bitter person? For a moment they looked at each other.
Well, that's not my only reason.
What?
That's not the only reason I hate the 4-leaf clover. I just can't bring myself to like the number 4.
What, worried about the 4 horsemen?
Nah, come on, man, that's just silly. Maybe back in the Dark Ages that kind of crap scared people. But this is the 21st century, and I'm a 21st century guy. I'm a little insulted.
Then why do you hate 4 so much?
'Cause it's a half-ass number. Not the best or the worst, that's why.
What?
9 is a way better number. So what if it's last place, right? At least it's not some lame-ass middle number.
What are you...
Santa's explanation made no sense. Junpei was even more confused than before.
You play?
Play?
I mean, like... You mean like gambling?
You mean like gambling?
Yeah, of course. What else would I mean? In Baccarat, the best possible hand totals 9. They call it Le Grand. But the lowest, most worthless cards, zeros. They call monkey.
Just like the guy in charge of this game, huh? Zero's a monkey.
Santa blinked, utterly stunned,
What?
and he began to laugh.
Oh man, you're totally right. The guy who trapped us in here sure is one hell of a monkey.
That was when Lotus spoke up.
You know, if you think about it, the nonary game is really a lot like Baccarat.
Apparently she'd been listening.
And of course, it doesn't use any of that stupid digital root junk. You just drop the tens digit, and that's it. Still, it does have the same idea of your final number needing to be a single digit.
Oh, yeah, I guess you got a point.
And in both games, whoever has 9 wins.
The person who makes 9 wins?
Wait, did you forget already? Don't you remember what Zero said?
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9. So, if we want to get off this boat, we have to make a team whose numbers have the digital root of 9.
And only the people in that team are going to make it out alive.
Of course. That's why it's called the nonary game.
What?
Huh?
You don't know? Nonary means something derived from 9, or base 9. It's derived from the Latin prefix nona, which means 9. While we're at it, the prefix for 1 is uni. You know, like the unicorn, the horse with 1 horn. 2 is bi, like binary. Binary means composed of 2 parts. 3 is tri. I'm sure you've heard that one plenty. Like trio, triple, and triangle. You get the idea. After that, you have quart, quinty, sext, septum, and so on. And of course, the prefix for 8 is octo, like octopus. It's called that because it has 8 legs. Get it?
I see. So then nona means 9.
Lotus nodded.
So, how many of us are trapped on this ship?
That'd be 9.
And what are the bracelet numbers we have?
They go from 1 to 9.
And our time limit? How many hours did we have?
Zero said 9 hours.
And finally, to get out of this ship.
We need to find the door with a 9 that's hidden somewhere in the ship.
By making a team with the digital root of 9.
Lotus nodded again.
And there you have it. The number 9 is everywhere in this game. He's got a real theme of 9s for this whole thing. No wonder it's called the nonary game.
Not far away, Junpei heard the creak of a stressed metal. Sounded almost like Zero laughing at them. Sad, desperate scream of a pig headed to the slaughterhouse. Curtain rod running along the ceiling. Put that shower curtain on those hooks. Try spreading the curtain. Oh, that's a pretty obvious peephole. Somebody's really dedicated. Well, to hold this big, you gotta wonder if maybe they wanted to be caught. You say maybe this one getting spied on was the one into that shit? Maybe they were into it like those home invasion fantasies. Home invasion? Interesting. We'll see. You two are real idiots, you know that? Try spreading the curtain. hole in the curtain. If I look at it from a ways back, I can see a single tile. Alright, from here I can see where it is. Let's look at it. Look. Looks like it's third from the top, third from the right. As I'll put it back. Right, looking through this hole I can see white tile, right, third from the right. Let's have a closer look, shall we? Things strange here. Nope, this thing's not budging. And that means... What's up? You going back already? I'll just leave June there by herself. What, you think you're a knight or a protector or something? You're creeping me out. Whatever, man. I'm going. No, not that way. Here it is. Yes, this one's loose. I can get under it with my nails and yes. The exit. Noted in the center in the room on the other side. I'm gonna go check up on them. There's a tile in the frame. Guess I'm supposed to put tiles in the empty spaces. Right, I'm gonna give it a shot. Yes. Yes, I did it. There, picture complete. And there goes the frame. What's this? What do you mean, what's this? Pretty obvious, isn't it? A hole in the wall. Like a hidden safe or something, you know? Anyway, let's take a look. There's something inside. They messed around a bit with the key he had and looked blankly at the picture that slid down.
What's the deal with this picture anyway?
Santa had only been mumbling to himself, but it drew Lotus's attention. He looked at the picture and paused.
I think I've seen this picture before.
Where?
In a book. There's a British biochemist named Sheldrick. He has a rather interesting theory. I saw this picture in his book.
What's this interesting theory?
Morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Man, I can't deal with this. Just listening to you talk about it is giving me a headache.
Santa put his hand on his head as though he were in great pain. Lotus merely arched an eyebrow in his direction and continued.
It's not a difficult concept to grasp. In essence, he states that the shape of living organisms and their behavioral patterns are transmitted through a field not visible to the eye.
What part of that isn't difficult, exactly?
Lotus did not look pleased.
All right, how about this? Theory of the telepathic mechanism.
Telepathy?
Yes, telepathy. Well, perhaps not exactly telepathy, but it's close enough for a simple approximation.
Santa suddenly burst into laughter.
Are you serious? Telepathy? Who do you think we are? Kids from the 70s? I can't believe someone would actually do serious research on something like that.
Yes, I agree.
Lotus's response was surprisingly curt. Junpei had expected at least some conflict.
I read the book, but I can hardly say I understood it. I'm in no position to defend or condemn anything it said. It was probably just someone latching onto a statistical outlier from some study and turning it into a ridiculous theory. There's no scientific merit to any of it, I'm sure. But even so, Anyway, I saw a picture like that one in his book.
Lotus indicated the picture they'd all been looking at. After a moment, she walked up to the strange picture, examined it, and then spoke.
Hey, what do you think this picture looks like?
Xander answered first.
What do you mean? Isn't it just like abstract or something like that? It's just black and white scribbles. There's no meaning there. That's it.
What about you, Junpei? Does it look like anything to you?
I guess it looks like...
No, said dog, I do kind of see a kind of resemblance. Mildly. White shape in the middle. Yeah, well, that is.
Maybe a dog. No, see, you got the head here, and then these are the front paws, and then these are the back paws.
Junpei traced the black contours.
See?
That's not what I saw, but
Oh, I see it. I guess you've got a point.
Santa, despite his constant aloofness, was clearly impressed. They glanced over at Lotus. He looked stunned.
How did you know? You're right. I didn't think you would have been able to guess that.
Well, I kinda did, but didn't. For a brief moment, Junpei felt a swell of pride.
So... now we know what it's a picture of, but I don't see how that helps us.
Lotus nodded and began to speak.
A TV show from Great Britain did an experiment once. They took two similar pictures. Both of them were difficult to identify, initially. But once you figured out the answer, you couldn't see it as anything else. These two pictures. The first was a woman wearing a hat. The other one, well, to make it easier, let's just say it was this picture of a dog. So, their experiment. First, they sent the picture to other parts of the world, outside the reach of British airwaves. To Ireland, the US, Africa, Europe, etc. Then, in each country, they gathered a number of test subjects, roughly 1,000 people. They were shown the two pictures and asked, "What does this picture look like to you?" The results weren't really interesting on their own. 9.2% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. 3.9% saw the dog in the dog picture. Then, 2 days later, they aired a new program on their show. During the 30-minute show, they broadcast the dog picture and its solution. The audience was estimated to be 200,000 people. After the broadcast, it was a safe bet that the number of people who knew the solution to the dog picture was at least that many. After another 2 days passed, they gathered more research subjects from areas outside the reach of British TV and radio. This time, they only found a sample of roughly 850 people. Naturally, none of them had participated in the first test. They were, however, given the same tests and the same two pictures. The results were startling. 10% of the people saw the lady in the lady picture. The previous test sat at a 9.2% success rate. Not much of a change statistically. The dog picture, however, produced a very different result. The percentage of people able to successfully find the dog, it went from 3.9% to 6.8%, a very significant increase. So do you understand? Do you realize the significance of this experiment? There was no way the second group could have seen the picture. They lived far away from Britain and couldn't have seen it. But even so, it was only the success rate for the dog picture that went up. Why? How did that happen? What does it mean?
Lotus looked back and forth from Junpei to Santa and back again. Normally calm and collected, he looked now as though he were very nearly possessed. There was something manic about her manner. Santa took an involuntary step backward. Junpei didn't budge and stared straight back into Lotus's eyes.
Oh, wait, does this have something to do with that field? Or whatever it was that you were talking about earlier? A field not visible to the eye. So, if more people know the answer, then that information will pass through the field. Huh.
Psych!
Her manner suddenly shifted, and Lotus smiled broadly at Junpei and Santa. She waved her hand dismissively, doing her best to laugh, all confrontation off.
I was just kidding. You really shouldn't take me seriously. Well, I mean, the things I just told you about are true. They really did happen. But the results of that experiment really aren't anything to go by. They could have easily falsified them. In the end, I'm sure they were just in it for the ratings. They are a TV station after all.
Last, it seemed that Santa had gained control of his composure.
Right! Man, I gotta admit, you had me there for a minute. I, really thought you were serious.
Of course not. Like I told you before, I'm sure it's all just pseudoscience.
Oh, okay, right.
Santa and Lotus laughed and gave one another jovial claps on the shoulder. Junpei, however, didn't feel so much like laughing. Something felt wrong, unclear.
All right, enough nonsense. We've got the key. Let's get out of here.
Word.
Lotus and Santa walked away from the picture. Junpei stayed, staring at the picture of the dog.
Huh. A field not visible to the naked eye. Morphogenetic field.
The more he thought about it, the more his head hurt. Alright, let's go to the hallway. I'll go get June. You guys head to the door. Okay. Roger that. Hey, Jumpy. Where are you going? Oh, I'll go get you. No, Santa told me. Come on, let's go. Yes. Done. Good job, Jumpy. Good, now we can get going. Come on, what are you guys standing around for? Let's get out of here. Come on, Jumpy, let's go. Alright, let's go. They stepped through the door to find themselves in a wide hallway.
Oh, another hallway.
Junpei, June, Lotus, and Santa stopped for a moment and looked at their surroundings. A short distance away, a metal grate extended across the width of the hallway.
Come on, open!
It's not going to open because you rattled it, you know.
Damn it!
They took hold and shook, but it refused to move.
Look over here!
Nearby was a pair of elevators.
Elevators. And the buttons? Of course they don't work.
The power must be out here too, just like by the staircase.
That leaves this door. Well, looks like we don't have any choice.
Yeah.
Sure does.
Well then, let's open it.
All right, here I go.
Junpei grabbed hold of the knob and quietly pushed the door open. He entered slowly, trying to take in as much of his surroundings as he could. The others followed shortly.
Oh, so it's a kitchen.
Santa did not look pleased.
What were you expecting?
Isn't it obvious? The exit? I was hoping this would be the way out of here.
You really think it'd be that easy?
Yeah, I know. Still.
They talked, Lotus headed deeper into the room. Till at last she stood in front of a door.
If we can just get through this door, we should come out on the other side of that grate we saw earlier.
Really, that part's not voiced. But don't we need a key for that?
No good.
Sorry, I guess that wasn't very constructive. Yeah, whatever. Neither Junpei nor Lotus looked terribly happy.
Anyway, let's take a look.
Junpei dug the ship's map from his pocket and spread it out in front of him. As he did,
Hey!
What's that?
Huh? Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you. I found this a little while ago. It's a map of the B deck.
before Junpei could finish, Lotus snatched the map away from him.
Let me see that.
She ran her finger across it, muttering to herself.
I knew it. See? Look.
Yes, hold your horses.
Junpei did as he was told.
What did you figure out?
Santa and June moved over to look at the map as well.
This is handy.
See? We came in here. Now if we go out there, then we'll be on the other side of the grate.
Her finger, Lotus traced a path on the map.
How about that? She's right. We can get out through there.
There we go. Here, you can have it back.
Satisfied that she had been correct, Lotus folded the map and handed it back to Junpei.
Thanks.
He took it and slid the valuable piece of paper back into his pocket.
There's a card reader on the right side of the door.
And that means the key card is somewhere in here, right?
That seems the most likely.
All right, we know what we need to do then. Let's get moving. First off, I say we split up and look for clues.
Okay.
A voucher. It says appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F. This looks like a serving table. I would imagine food is put here after it's prepared, so that the waiters and waitresses can take it out to the customers. But something doesn't seem right here. There's so many plates. There's Put this down. Nine, 8, 10, A, Those 9 plates look pretty expensive. They're plates for appetizers. Remember, appetizers are usually come on square plates. Okay, well, excuse me, princess. 1, 2, 3, there's 10 of them. If you flip this over, they look like hats. Middle is super deep for a plate. And they're soup plates. They're made that way so that the soup doesn't spill. If you ever get out of here, you should treat yourself to a nice dinner out. Makes you think a poor college student has the money to do something like that. I think there are 15 of these plates. I'm assuming they're for seafood. Well, how can you tell that? They look just like any other plate from the 99-cent store. If you ever take a lady out to dinner, you're going to embarrass yourself. I feel sorry for June. What? What? Why the hell are you bringing up June? Lady doth protest too much, methinks. You're not terribly subtle. There's a bunch of little wavy ridges on this plate. Those plates are for serving meat. You really are ignorant, aren't you? Come on, not like I need to know this crap. Jeez. That's the exit. There's a big old iron plate over the door. Don't think we can open it. Countertop. Golden pins and a colander. Nothing useful in other words. Tank with the pipe coming out of it. Nothing really special about it. There's a lot of notes. A bunch of stuff written on them, but it doesn't look like code or anything like that. Whoa. What looks like it's made out of silver? Bet drinking tea from this would be really yummy. Spending a day off with June drinking tea. Such a day ever happened for me. Jumpy? Oh, no, nothing. We don't really need hot water, so we should be moving on. Maybe this table is for preparing food. It's everywhere. A sink? I think it's still got water. Sink. It's still got water in it. There are a couple of plates in there, but I don't think they're going to help us much. Just drawers. I see them integrate on top of the grill. I make it like that so that the fat and juices can drip off the meat while it cooks. Looks like the area under the plate opens up. No, you can't. I already checked. Sealed shut. I think that's where the coal goes. All seems to be stuck. It won't open. Alright, it's going. You think this was part of Zero's plan? Probably. Kinda hard to believe there's a chef on board somewhere. Trash can. Nothing inside of it. Better than being full of rotten food, I suppose. Damn it, there's nothing in here. Hey Santa, digging through the trash really suits you. The hell did you say? Listen lady, I did you a favour. I knew you'd just piss and moan, so I did it for you. Oh my. I don't recall asking you to do anything. I ought to throttle you. Excuse me. Does it feel colder in here? Countertop. There's a rolling pin and colander here. Nothing useful. Some bottles of seasoning here. Alright, nice to have something finally go our way. Not an oven. Pretty heavy duty. Probably industrial quality. Bet you could cook anything with this. Anyway, let's have a look inside. Darn, I knew it. Locked. Really everything? What we got here is a pot and frying pan. Oh, and a pressure cooker. I guess we could use some of those as weapons. Kind of idiot are you? I'm gonna run around holding that thing while you're looking for the dead. Hey man, it was just a joke. You're so serious. Nothing's supposed to be looking there. There's milk in here. Milk in an iron barrel. Judging by the rust, it's probably really old. Maybe we shouldn't open it up. I think it'd be a pretty sight. Hey, something behind the cheese. Right. Why don't we move some of the cheese? Alright guys, time to move it. June and I need to look behind you. A little green bottle back there. Oh look, cooking oil. Could probably use it to make something slippery. Whetstone. Where did you find that? Good job, Jumpy. I'm sure it will be really useful. Is it going to be useful? You'd use it to sharpen a knife or something. Sharpen a knife, huh? So much stuff in here. A whole lot of cans. Probably a pantry. It's a bolt. It's a bolt, and it's really rusty. Will they see if it open? Don't know till we try. Give it a shot. Right, let's see if you're gonna come out. Damn, no dice. Bolt is rusted in place. Won't budge. Of course. Maybe if I put some oil on it. Hey! A little bit of oil and... Come on. Come on, you little son of a bitch. Oh! Ah, yes. Got you, you little bastard. You did it, Jumpy. You're so smart. Jumpy walked into the room, a blast of cold air washed over him. Almost instinctively, he folded his arms tight across his chest, doing what he could to conserve body heat.
Oh, it's cold in here. What is this place?
Are you blind? It's a freezer.
Santa's teeth had already begun to chatter. Slightly surprising. Freezer was far too cold for someone dressed as he was. Lotus, however, was in an even worse situation.
Oh, no way. That's way too cold for me. I'll freeze solid in seconds. Sorry, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass on this one. I'm going to leave the rest to you.
And with that, she ran out of the room. Lotus left, June came in.
Oh, whoa. It's really cold in here.
White puffs of steam hovered in front of their faces as they talked. June had already started to shiver.
Hey, you don't need to be in here. You had a fever just a little bit ago. You should stay outside. We got this.
No, I'm fine. My fever's gone now.
But
Junpei had scarcely opened his mouth.
Huh?
And the thunderous sound of metal upon metal rang out from behind them. In union, they spun around to find that the door they had only recently come through was closed. Junpei rushed to the door.
no! Why did it suddenly close?
Desperately, he grabbed hold of the doorknob.
Ah!
It was cold beyond cold. Merely touching it was painful.
The knob's frozen.
But why?
They quickly deduced that the pipe next to the door had ruptured.
It looks like the pipe next to it broke, and...
Water released by the rupture had hit the door and frozen instantly. Santa shoved Junpei aside and pounded against the door.
Hey, Lotus! You're out there, right? Open the door!
He wasted no time in responding.
What do you want? What's going on?
The door won't open! Try opening it from that side, please!
Oh, fine. If you say so. Hold on.
Soon they could hear Lotus on the other side of the door. Then the grunting ceased, and they could hear light panting as if from exertion.
It's no use. It won't budge. You've got more people in there. You figure it out. Oh.
God damn it.
Santa was shaking like a newborn deer. June was hugging herself and shivering violently. Even Junpei, with the heaviest clothes of any of them, was clearly feeling the cold. With every breath they took, they could feel the cold working its way deeper and deeper into their bodies.
Anyway, let's find a way out. If we don't get moving, we're gonna be permanent residents.
Two heads are better than none. I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Yeah, you're right. Let's just take a good look around this room, okay?
Right.
They pushed in close to one another and began to search. So much stuff in here. Why don't we take some of it out, Jumpy? Jumpy. Anything else that looks useful? There's some frozen meat up there. Looks like pork. What's this? Like a tag or something. Jumpy, is there some slip of paper in that meat? I think there's something written on here, but I can't read it like this. I'll try and pull that out, it'll probably rip. I need to defrost that. I think we're gonna do that in this room. Ice? How'd you make that stuff cause an explosion if you seal it in something that's airtight? Oh. Yeah, didn't you do that in school? You never underestimate the power of expanding gas. Junpei picked up the dry ice with his sleeve so as to avoid burning himself.
Dry ice is just frozen carbon dioxide, right?
Yeah, it is.
I wonder how warm it has to get for it to turn back into gas again.
Hell if I know. How is that gonna help us anyway?
Oh, well, I figured we might be able to use it to get out of here.
They're about to move on when June spoke up.
Carbon dioxide sublimation point is negative 109 degrees. Any warmer than that, and it'll turn into gas. Any lower, and it becomes a solid.
Junpei looked at her dumbfounded.
Oh, how do you know that?
Despite my looks, I'm the the queen of random knowledge.
Looks bad to mess up when you're showing off. Oh, you're so cold your mouth's going numb?
Yes, that's right.
You're just doing that on purpose, aren't you?
June giggled and did her best to hide her guilt. At least she was still feeling good enough to joke around, Junpei told himself.
Come on, guys. Don't you think that's kind of weird? I wonder why it doesn't turn into a liquid first.
Santa was now shivering at an astounding rate, but his curiosity seemed unaffected. Junpei.
It is kind of weird.
June answered.
But it can turn into a liquid. Carbon dioxide turns to liquid if you put it under high enough pressure. But at 1 atmosphere, normal air pressure...
It won't turn into a liquid, right?
That's right. Instead of melting, it'll do what's called sublimating and change immediately from a solid state to a gaseous one.
See, that is weird. Water's a liquid between 32 degrees and 212 degrees. So why isn't that the case for carbon dioxide?
June replied with an answer that stunned both of them.
There's a kind of ice that doesn't turn into liquid when it goes above 32 degrees.
Huh?
I heard about it. Its melting point is 96 degrees.
Ice with a melting point of 96 degrees?
You mean there's water that freezes at 96 degrees?
Yeah, well, you could also look at it as ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees.
Water that freezes at 96 degrees. Ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees. Junpei was cold as hell, but this was too interesting to ignore. He did his best to warm up by rubbing his arms, stamping his feet, then put the question to June.
So what's this ice with a melting point of 96 degrees called?
I heard it's called Ice 9.
Ice 9?
Originally, Ice 9 was a made-up substance invented by a science fiction author. But recently, scientists have discovered that such a substance actually exists.
Wait, hold up. So is this thing called Ice 9, or is it water?
Like I said, if the ice is over 96 degrees, it'll be liquid. If it's under that, it'll solidify. So you could think of it as a polymorph of H2O. Here, think of it like diamonds and graphite. They're both made of carbon, right? But depending on the structure of the crystallization, the hardness and structure are completely different.
So you're saying normal water and this Ice 9 are like that?
Yup.
He wasn't finished.
Have you heard the story about the crystallization of glycerin? For 150 years after the discovery of glycerin, people cooled it, warmed it. They did all sorts of things to it. But whatever they did, it never crystallized. However, one day in 1920, some glycerin on its way to England by ship was discovered to have crystallized during the trip. Scientists around the world wanted to research this new crystallized form of glycerin and asked for seeds. Oh, a seed is a sample of the original crystallized substance. With a seed crystal, further crystallization of glycerin would be easy. However, something very strange happened. Not only did the glycerin encouraged by seed crystals begin to crystallize, even the samples nearby did, even though they were tightly sealed. And it didn't end there. After that day, it doesn't matter where in the world it is. All glycerin crystallizes naturally when cooled to less than 64 degrees. Before that day, no matter how glycerin was cooled, it refused to crystallize. But once the crystallization had begun, it was almost like, how do I put it? It was almost like all the glycerin in the world was communicating. Communicating in some way that we can't sense. And now it's happening everywhere.
Junpei was honestly impressed. Was in fact a pretty interesting story.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. But, what does that have to do with Ice 9?
I'm surprised it was Santa and not June who answered.
What she's saying is that it's a lot like Ice 9. What happened, I mean.
A lot like? Oh, that would be bad. If water everywhere started freezing at 96 degrees, man.
It'd be the end of the world.
Junpei felt that Santa might not be treating the idea of the end of the world with the proper concern.
At any rate, we're not gonna have to worry about the end of the world unless we can get out of here pretty damn quick.
He was right. Junpei shivered.
Alright guys, I think that's enough of that. I didn't think we'd get quite this far off topic. I mean, I know I'm kinda at fault here, but we can't be screwing around anymore. So seriously, I might go by the name Santa right now, but I didn't grow up in Iceland. I freaking hate the cold. So let's get cracking, alright? We gotta find a way out of here.
Santa stomped off, clearly doing his best to pretend the cold wasn't affecting him.
Selfish, isn't he?
Still, Santa was right, and it was high time they got back to their search.
Ice 9 is interesting and all, but we can discuss it more once we get out of this freezer.
Junpei looked at June and nodded, and resumed his search of the room. Thing is covering something. Frozen solid. Can't flip it over. Water. Yes, it is. Cannot open it. No. Water dripping from this pipe. Looks like when the pipe burst, the water hit the doorknob and froze it in place. Water actually seems almost warm. Anyway. Anyway, didn't you find some dry ice earlier? Yeah? Warm water coming out of that pipe. Warm water and dry ice. What do you think would happen if we put that stuff in a sealed container together? Yeah, I fucking tried, but you can't let me combine the damn things with you. An empty water bottle. My neck is pretty small. I don't think I could fit anything very big in there. Some chicken. Really hard. Frozen stiff. Hey June, can you say that again? Huh? Say it again. It's really hard. Again? It's really hard. Thanks. Anything wrong, Junpei? Face is bright red. Nothing, I'm fine. It's that hard, you can probably use it as a hammer. Good point. Maybe you could use it to break something. Okay. Combine. Right, the dry ice is all in pieces now. Fine. Put these pieces of dry ice into the water bottle. And the water flowing from the pipe. I can find it with the rope. Let's just tie the rope on here. Water flowing from the pipe. Water dripped from the ruptured pipe near the door.
Put water into the bottle with dry ice, and make sure the lid's closed. Now I just have to put this makeshift bomb on the doorknob. Alright, that's set. So, what do we do now?
We just need to give it a little, tap. The bottle's already about to pop. If we just throw a rock or something at it, it'll go off all on its own.
A small rock. Huh. A small rock.
Everybody looked down at the floor. Scattered across it were pieces of dry ice left over from the large chunk he'd crushed earlier.
Alright, this ought to do the trick.
Pulled his sleeve down over his hand to keep from getting burned and grabbed the chunk of dry ice.
Ah, some dry ice, huh? Not a bad idea.
Pretty good size. About as big as a ball.
Alright guys, stand back. Actually, we should probably hide somewhere.
Santa and June looked at him with new concern.
Where exactly do you expect us to hide, genius?
There isn't really anywhere big enough.
Yeah, there is. Look, right here. We can hide in there.
They pulled open the door to the small cellar.
Come on, get inside, quick!
Santa and June nodded and jumped down into the hole. Junpei quickly followed. In his hand he could feel the chill of the frozen carbon dioxide even through his sleeve. Tightened his grip, took aim, and prepared to throw.
Alright, here I go! 3, 4, 5!
You're counting the wrong way.
Oh, oops.
That is a really sad excuse for a joke, man.
Sorry, dude. Alright, for real this time. You guys ready?
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Just throw the damn thing.
Alright, here I go. 3, 2, 1.
Junpei threw the chunk of dry ice as hard as he could. Same motion he ducked down into the cellar with Santa and June, just as... Junpei leapt out of the cellar and ran to the door.
Jumpy! The ice on the door! Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone! The blast must have shattered it. Yes! Alright, let's see if it opens.
Junpei grabbed the knob and pushed with all his might. The door gave way easily, and all three of them tumbled out of the freezer at once.
Hooray! We're out!
June, relieved, collapsed onto the floor.
Move!
Santa shoved past Junpei and ran straight to the grill, which he immediately grabbed.
Oh, god damn it! Hot, 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 hot! Fuck!
Proceeded to kick the grill in a futile but amusing fit of rage.
Well, you did just grab the grill. What did you think would happen? Hey, where's Lotus?
It took Junpei only a moment to find her. She was sitting on the counter, idly scratching her chest.
Oh, welcome back. I was starting to get tired of waiting for you guys.
The great lawn, Lotus lowered herself off of the counter. Junpei clenched his teeth and walked toward her.
What were you doing?
What do you mean, what was I doing? I was waiting.
We were gonna die!
Oh, yeah? But you didn't. So everything worked out all right, didn't it?
What the hell?
Just kidding. It might not look like it, but I was really worried.
Oh, don't give me that crap!
I'm telling the truth. I mean, if you died, then I'd be in trouble too. If you died, then I'd be stuck here, and I'd die too. See? I did all I could. I even looked around to see if there was anything I could use to pry open the door, but I couldn't find anything. So, all I could do was wait. I mean, what else did you want me to do? Call the cops?
It's true that there wasn't much she could have done, but something about her tone. He gritted his teeth.
Fine. But there's one thing I have to ask you.
What's that?
You didn't close the door, did you?
What? You think I closed the door on you? Why would I do something like that? It closed on its own. I told you before, if you die, then I die too.
Yeah, I guess so.
Seemed that an accident was the only explanation for the door's closure.
If she really wanted to kill us, all she had to do was bar the door from the outside. But she didn't. Well, she didn't do anything. She's only lazy, or negligent at least, not an attempted murderer.
Junpei swallowed his anger and did his best to apologize.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I doubted you.
Oh, yes, well that's all right. As long as you understand.
Lotus looked away and twirled her hair between her fingertips. His vengeance against the grill complete, Santa swaggered back towards Junpei and Lotus.
Hey, no more screwing around, you two. Break time's over. Especially for you, lady. You've just been sitting on that fat ass of yours while we were freezing to death.
How rude! I was plenty busy.
Yeah. How about you put all that energy into something besides bitching? Let's go.
Guess I'll put this meat on the grill. Hey, what are you doing? What are you going to do if the paper burns? Oh, it'll be fine. It's not like it's going to burn right away, right? Gotta keep an eye on it, and the paper will be fine. Well, they can argue all they want. Gonna keep an eye on this pork. Cool, looks like it's about time. I'll try taking the paper out. Jumpy, be careful! We'd have had a care, but I know what I'm... Ouch! See? I told you. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up and take the paper out. Not coming out. Frozen stiff. Can't get it out. So, are we going to have to cut the meat? No, looks that way. Only a pen in the cupboard. Nothing useful. Should read this. Oh well. Wow, what a nice dish rack. I'd love to have that in my kitchen. Can you take it back with you? Are you offering to carry it for me? Why don't you ask 7? No kidding. You don't honestly think I'd let a beast like that into my home, do you? There's a knife in this box.
A rusty knife? I don't think we'll be able to use it while it's like this.
Knife seemed important, and I thought that it wasn't going to be much use the way it was.
It's futile.
Futile?
You know, a waste, useless, pointless.
Oh. Any particular reason you wanted to bring that up?
Oh, no reason really. I was just thinking about futility.
Huh?
It wasn't making much sense. Everybody tried rephrasing his question.
Why were you thinking about futility?
Last, she answered.
Well, it has something to do with the Titanic.
The Titanic?
Yep. Have you ever heard the story that the sinking of the Titanic was predicted?
No, I haven't.
No, I haven't. What is it?
In 1892, 14 years before the Titanic sank, a novel was published. It was called Futility. It was written by an American novelist named Morgan Robertson. The story was about a big cruise ship colliding with an iceberg and sinking. Of course, if that was the only similarity, there wouldn't be any reason to mention it. It wasn't, though. The name of the ship, its nationality, course, departure time, size, displacement, maximum speed, number of passengers and crew, the number of lifeboats, even the location of the accident itself, and the cause and the location of the damage. Everything matches the Titanic almost exactly. It was almost as if he'd seen the whole thing happen. But this book was written 14 years before the Titanic sank. But that's not all. It wasn't just futility that predicted the sinking of the Titanic. There were 2 other similar stories written by a man named William Thomas Stead. Both of them before the accident. One in 1886 and one in 1892. Stead wrote 2 stories that had striking similarities to the Titanic disaster. In one, 2 ships collided. Many of the passengers died because there weren't enough lifeboats. In the other, a ship collided with an iceberg and sank.
I don't know. I mean, I'll give you that it seems a little weird, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't too uncommon for ships to hit icebergs back in the day, or even other ships.
Right, I knew you'd say that.
Hmm?
But what if Stead had some sort of special powers? To be more specific, what if he had the ability to do automatic writing?
What? Automatic writing? Wait, are you talking about when someone's possessed by a spirit and then they write a bunch of stuff without knowing what they're writing?
Yes,
What do you mean, yes? That stuff's a load of bull.
but Jumpy, you said you believe in curses.
Come on, that's totally different. Okay, let's say, hypothetically, that automatic writing isn't a total load. These guys still couldn't have predicted the sinking of the Titanic. When this Stead dude wrote his thing, nobody had died on the Titanic yet. So if automatic writing is about being possessed by dead people, who the hell possessed him so he could write that stuff?
That's not it.
What's not it?
Stead wasn't possessed by a spirit. He was doing the possessing.
Oh. What are you smoking?
William Thomas Stead was a passenger on the Titanic. He just wrote down what he saw with his own eyes 20 years before it happened.
He decided it was probably best to say nothing. What he was saying was insane and utterly absurd. If he tried to take what she was saying seriously, he'd go mad.
Well,
Bay smiled uncomfortably.
Well, why don't we talk about this some other time, okay?
Huh? But
Her voice trailed off and she glanced at the floor, troubled.
come on, let's get back to it.
Bay tapped June gently on the shoulder and awkwardly reached around her to pick up the knife from the box. Maybe I'll use the whetstone to sharpen the knife. The blade of the knife is getting sharper by the second. Should be able to cut something pretty good with this. Right, now that I've sharpened the knife, yes, I cut the box. Awesome, Junpei. Now we can cut out the paper. Fork note. E plus 10 plus F. I can get some kind of code. Damn it, they're just screwing around. Junpei, do you know what C and F stand for? You think maybe it's corporate finance? F is seafood, though. I thought it was clever and funny. C is... Plates on the table are 9 appetizers, 16 meat, nine appetizer, 16 meat, 10 soup, 15 seafood. Meat. Maybe they're using hexadecimal here. Hexadecimal is a number system that goes 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, 10, 11. Maybe base 10, right? That's the normal system of numbers. The base 10 equivalent for hexadecimal numbers would go like this. A is 10, B is 11, C is 12, D is 13, E is 14, F is 15. 10 equals 16. 10 becomes 16 base 10. I know it sounds strange, but you can think of it as just 6 letters added to the normal number system after 9. And so on. I think I did it. I did it very well. Just have to rewrite fucking game codes. 16. Right. 12, 10. This is probably what you're supposed to use to enter the password. Maybe if we put in the right number, it will open the oven door. Junpei, maybe the note you found earlier. Yeah, I know. Do you know how to enter those numbers? I think E is for enter and C is for clearing. Basically, when I'm ready to submit my answer, I press E. Well, I just press C, right? Lotus nodded. Right, let's give it a shot. Right in the whole fucking number. Right number. That's weird. I didn't input anything in. I want to look at the thing again. Punching random numbers, aren't you? Shut the hell up and let me look at the damn thing. Yes. E plus 10 plus F. Let me know, just putting the number all added together. Do I put the numbers on at a time? Okay. Okay, yeah, fucking got me. What the fuck is going on? That was no good. E plus 10 plus. Or is that minus? Because it's on the thing. Be 22 minus 15. Fucking hell. Why is this so stupid? In 3 fucking digits doesn't fucking goddamn help. Seven. That's not it. No fucking sense. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck do I put in? Yes, I remember what the fucking paper said. 8 plus 10 plus F, right, that is to input in the device. What does that mean? Hexadecimal number. There. And it's 37. 37! But it's not 37 because it's not fucking accepting it, is it? Fucking do it if you're not gonna fucking accept it. Jesus fucking Christ. What is the answer to this? Backwards bullshit are you going for, game? We're fucking backwards. What are you going for? God's sake, I want to get a new fucking mouse. You don't say, you're dead. Right. Kitchen. Oh, so you want me to convert the 10 to 16, do you? Why the fuck would that be anything you ever fucking think of? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Adding another 16. You do C plus 10 plus F, you do C plus 10 plus F, which is 12 plus 10 plus 15. You don't fucking up 10 to 16 for no fucking reason. Doesn't make fucking sense. Ugh. Fucking ain't new game. Sounds like metal is falling. Dumbest fucking thing ever. Oh, I guess that went well. Yeah! The door opened. And jump, Jumpy! Thank the fucking internet. Yes. I think it's unlocked now. Get it, Jumpy. Let's get out of here. Yes. Let's go. I found it due to the internet, because the fucking stupid thing was backwards.
I think we've been here before.
Meadow gate stretched from wall to wall. Beyond it were 2 elevators and the entrance to the kitchen.
The elevators are over there, so that means...
We went into the kitchen through that door and came out on this side.
That means the map was right.
Looks like.
Then let's use it to plan our next move.
Next move?
Yeah, we need to decide where to go from here, don't we?
He's right. Let's get started.
From the looks of it, there are 4 possible routes. Let's just keep it simple and call them A, B, C, and D.
Four hours. God's sake, why was it converting the fucking 10 to fucking... Ugh. 10, why would I ever do that? What was it? Fucking 8x16. Ugh. Anyway. On that note of annoyance, that will be all for today. We'll continue from here tomorrow.